It is the moment that y'all have been waiting for. Good Earners, reviewing The Sopranos. And here on Good Earners, we like to talk about family, finesse, and finances and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. I know we was gone a little bit. It wasn't 21 months.
It was my back. It was my back, Mo.
Your back?
It was down in Boca dealing with my back.
As your back, I know some weight has been lost. And since we've been, Spike Lou's been getting his miles in, some weight has been lost.
Yeah, facts.
Shouts out to Vito. But we back. This is what y'all been waiting for. Spike, I'm gonna ask you first. How you feeling, bro? How you doing, man? We're back in this thing. You've been active as usual in the podcast space, but you're back here on one of the things that you are a host of. How you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling great, man. I feel like we've been gone for a long time. I was just thinking about it today before when I was getting ready to record. I said, damn, it feels like months have passed by, but that just shows how much we love doing this. Had fun doing best episode ever with Rich and Entourage. Of course, another week in the book still going on, and everything else with Frame Per Second, Dating Sports, and On Deck TV. It's been fun. It's fun to be back at this. I've been hearing the feedback. I listened to it from Back of the Bean.
Right.
Great episode, by the way, fellas, and appreciate, as you guys said, I share the same sentiment. It's always good to hear that stuff. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Appreciate you for asking, my brother.
Yes, sir. And the other capo, Rich, how you doing, brother?
Hey, doing well, man. We here. We were, Spike just mentioned, we were recording a bonus episode of The Culture Garden since we wrapped up best episode ever of Entourage, and it'll be released tomorrow. But we were talking about how we've been doing this, because actually it was really a conversation that sparked from Chaz about him not knowing the background of us, and him being shocked. No new story, but just shocked that we didn't know each other personally, or anything like that. Especially me and Spike, and Chaz said it himself. Like Rich don't even do that. Like he don't even. So we've told this story in different iterations, and we ended up giving you some credit. I don't even know if it was recorded. I think we were just casually talking, and Spike and myself just gave you the credit for just being who you are, and getting able to get this thing rolling, because the bond, and I guess the biggest compliment was our chemistry is so strong that Chaz was just like, that's why I thought y'all knew each other. That's why I thought y'all, the fact that y'all ain't met in person is crazy.
That's a dope compliment.
It is. It really is, man. And that's why it was so wild to him, especially knowing like me and Spike's personality of not only do we not mess with a lot of people, but the odds of that DM even getting to register into one of us to respond to you just says a lot about who you are and the way you present things. And the fact that the chemistry is this strong from that just says a lot about everything. So I just thought it was dope. But I say all that to say, we were talking about how it feels weird to wrap this up. We just wrapped up Entourage, and it feels weird to start the beginning of the end. There's a realization now that, because for those out there, especially if you're just now finding the podcast and you're binging it, this podcast has started in 2023, right? And it's not going to end until early 2025. So when you've been doing something for that long, the realization that we are at the final stage of this, we're at the beginning of the end, you start to feel it a little bit, man. It's a little bit, I don't want to say emotional. I think that's a little bit too strong, but you do realize every episode means something. Everything I want to say about The Sopranos, I better get it out now. Because we really put a lot of work. I'm not gonna say blood, sweat, and tears because it ain't that deep, but we did put a lot of effort and time into
a lot of
this.
Equity, though. A lot of equity.
A lot of sweat equity goes into this.
Big investment.
So to get here, to actually be at the place, I remember season 2 just talking about waiting to get to Blue Comet and waiting to get to other areas, and it's just like, damn, we're really not far from it. So always glad to be here with y'all, man. Always glad and grateful for all the people who listen. I promise you, we do not take it for granted, because we just love that you enjoy it as much as we do. You're exactly who we made this podcast for.
Exactly. And I echo those same sentiments. We spoke a little bit on the back of the bean, but it is a challenge. In this episode, I'll speak to that again. Just everything about us having to eventually wrap this, as far as this side of doing Good Earners, and then like how the actual season goes. It's like a weird parallel, in some ways, but I'll speak more to that as we get to the episode. But man, I just be like, as we're wrapping, I'm like, damn, man, this episode specifically made me think about the good old days of I'll talk about it a little more, but the good old days, Spike, we go back to the silliness of, just the goofy Soprano moments, the happy-go-lucky kind of, so to speak. And we're so far from that now.
That episode got one of these moments really subtle. Y'all. Can't wait till we get there. I can't wait till y'all to see if y'all catch it.
Yeah.
I couldn't really believe
what
they
moments?
did that. It's like a silly ass. Like why did they do that?
Oh.
Like just. I think when we get there, I'll say something, but it's fucking hilarious.
Okay. But nonetheless, before we get into it, we got a few emails. We want to say rest in peace to the late great Jimmy James Gandolfini.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We are actually recording this. We didn't plan it this way, but it happened this way. We're actually planning this on his day of birth. So, of course, we're super grateful for what he did, and most of us that are fans of him, and he, his family and everybody, blessings to all of you. But thank you for the work that you laid, and he would have been 63. So we lost a great one too soon, as we've been losing a lot of greats here lately. And I want to also give you fans, if y'all have sent emails, we're recording on a different day. So if your email gets read later, understand the recording day has changed. So just be aware of that. But speaking of emails, we got a few this week. Yes, sir.
My fault, Mo. Real quick, I know we mentioned it briefly, but if you didn't know, or if you don't listen to Back of the Bean, Mo and myself did do a Back of the Bean episode last week about Wise Guys. This is David Chase documentary about Sopranos. Just want to make sure everybody's aware of that, in case you only did the episode. We did discuss the documentary in case you wanted some content or some discussion on that.
Yeah. Good plug. So yeah, I can definitely check that out too. Speaking of that, we got an email from one of our newest popular supporters of ours, Robert the Hernandez. He replied on YouTube of the Back of the Bean episode that we did on Wise Guy. He says, Mo, you're exactly right about the doc. It definitely didn't go deep enough for OGs like us, but I think for the casual viewer, the doc was probably very eye-opening. Also, can't really blame Chase for the doc. It was Alex Gibney's doc, not Chase's. Also, I wish they would have had Junior in the doc. In my opinion, he was a top 3 character. And no Janice, WTF.
Damn, Junior's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
crazy. He still look good too.
Yeah, man. He's still out doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Maron.
Well, first off, we thank you for sending that in. I think you're hitting it on the nose. I got a theory why I think a lot of the Soprano people weren't there. I'm not gonna share it though. But what I would like to hear shared just briefly, Spike Lou, what did you think about the doc, since we weren't able to, get you in the the Back of the Bean studio?
93 years old.
Wow, he really looked good, because I did not know he was that old.
That's Jesus. A blessing. It was okay. I didn't hate it. I thought like you did, but it was okay. I didn't need I felt like it was about David Chase more than it was The Sopranos. And they were pushing it as a Sopranos doc, which is probably people who were really heavy Sopranos fans were kind of let down by it. It's more about David Chase's mindset in making it. It's not about the actual show, just what it took to make the show and where all that stuff came from. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know a lot of that about David Chase. I'm not a big David Chase fan in the sense of like researching him and things of that nature.
Yeah, gotcha.
But so it was an entertaining 2 hours. I didn't cut it off or have to struggle to finish it. It was, it did what it was supposed to do for someone like me who is well versed in that world.
Fair enough. And I will give Rich a little more credit. I definitely processed what you said, as far as like, maybe taking it too serious in some sense. I can see, that's the thing about doing these shows. You got to process things. And I did process it. Okay, I can definitely see what you mean as far as like, hey, take it for what it is, or it ain't really. I won't say it ain't that deep, but he doesn't necessarily have to elevate any more on it. So I thought about it, because like we do have the series. So I thought about what you said. I said, okay, I concur with that thinking. I still feel what I felt, but I do concur with you once I let it kind of breathe and marinate.
It's just one of those things where when you're at this level of Soprano fandom, there's really not much that's going to be, exemplary to you.
Yeah.
Right. It's not going to be that's not good. That's for the casual. Oh, I'm just now getting into it. Let me get a little backstory. We deep. We knew a lot of that stuff. So that's the only reason why I say that. It's cool for what it is. It's good to revisit the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not for us. And that I say that I mean that as a compliment. I think you graduated to a level of fandom and knowledge that where that stuff is a little bit too basic for you.
Fair enough. I like how you put that. Our next email is from another YouTube comment. Maybe a new viewer. It's from Yunta Kukai 1002. They commented on our season 3, episode 5, another toothpick, one of my favorites. Adriana doesn't respect Artie because she knows he would never beat her.
Oh my God.
Say that again.
Oh, Adriana doesn't respect Artie because she knows he would never beat her.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
I'm not sure if that's necessarily it. She does not respect.
Hold on, talk about, man. Is there more to the email?
That's it. It's a comment. It's just a comment on our YouTube video.
Jesus
Golly. That's you could have no LOLs is the craziest part of it.
That's what I was about to ask.
No LOLs, no highs, no
it
smiles.
might have been worse though. The LOL might have been worse. I don't know.
It might have been. That's crazy.
It might have been worse, man.
But thank you, Yunta Kukai 1002.
Yeah, shout out to you.
Jesus.
I know you meant well. I'm gonna give you a bit of the doubt. I know you meant well.
We appreciate the comment.
Yeah. At least you didn't have to suffer. We got another comment from our guy again, Robert the Hernandez, Spike's brother in age. Season 5, episode 10, Cold Cuts. He says, it's funny the way Christopher gets triggered when the two Tonys are making fun of him. It is the same way Tony himself gets triggered by Junior telling people he didn't have the makings of a varsity athlete. And the way Tony got triggered by pretty much everything his mom said to him, and then what Janice says to him later, and Tony learned the lessons from his mom and Junior. Well, for example, he knew exactly what to say to Janice to trigger her at the end of this episode. Yeah.
He did. That's a fucked up family right there.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. I wonder where Harpo's eating his Sunday dinner.
Man.
It's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Like why?
We got a good one coming this season.
Hey, yo, I need a Where's Harpo and Waldo like put together.
That would
like
be fire.
That's
you should design it.
Yeah, we still talk about that ain't Ralph though. Like we definitely
that ain't Ralph though.
That ain't Ralph though.
Where's Harpo? Yeah.
And the roadie shirt. You can steal that design.
Yeah, that roadie was crazy with
that
the bush. With the bush out and the bush was out too. That was like, why does this feel accurate? All right.
Definitely.
That shit, wow. People probably like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. And our last
I'd wear it.
I definitely would. Absolutely. And our last comment from our season.
Y'all niggas are wild.
I definitely wear it.
You wouldn't wear you don't want to. Hold on, time out, Mo. You against a niggas on a throne pod, but you wear a Janice blowing roadies t-shirt.
That's Janice though.
All right, man. Come on.
How do I identify as Janice blowing roadies? I like the design. Saying niggas on the throne, like come on.
The highest form. That's the highest form of niggerdom.
Exactly. I failed that class too many times. I'm nowhere near the highest form of niggerdom.
Okay.
But our last comment for the day, season 5, episode 11, Test Dream. From our guy again, Robert the Hernandez. He's rocking with us. I love the activeness, man. Stay active with us. We ain't mad at you. He says, LOL in all caps. Spike saying enchiladas on the VCR. That just became a new saying at my house.
Enchiladas on the VCR. I'm trying to. What's the reference?
Remember, it's when Tony came over to see Tony Blundetto, and he clearly was about to go whack was it Joey Peeps?
Yeah,
and he remember you was like, man, bro, you ain't reading this, you ain't got it together, bro. You got to get. That's right. Because Tony brought over from his maid the enchiladas.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And then I'm trying to think of the scene. VCR.
And so hey, look at
you
Spike.
Only put them in the fridge,
right? Look at Spike with the quotables, man. Like you know what I'm saying, enchiladas
on the VCR.
And I think Robert Hernandez might line up to his culture as well. So that's pretty dope. I would have used something like that if we had a version of that. But that is all of our emails. Again, if y'all want to hit us up, goodearnerpod@gmail.com, or y'all can hit us up on Instagram, goodearnerpod_Sopranos. Now, without further ado, we are finally here, season 6. Spike Lou, can you give us the synopsis?
Absolutely, man. We're getting in at the end of this. This is season 6, episode 1. Members only is the title of this. And what happens is Tony is processing a retirement request. Hesh runs into trouble with New York. Phil Leotardo's power rises while Johnny is in jail. Carm runs into trouble with her spec house. And Tony, not wanting to put Uncle Junior in assisted living, comes back to bite him. This is season 6, the last and final season of the Sopranos Good Earners titled Members Only.
I'm calling it. I'm rocking with Chase. This is the penultimate season. This is season.
Are you gonna pay those guys? You gonna pay?
You're right. You're right. Again,
right.
You're right. It's one season. This is 6A. We open up. We get to a montage similar to season 2. Agent Harris throws up on the side of the road. I'm just gonna cover all of the things that were kind of shown here. Agent Harris throws up on the side of the road. Vito is modeling for the Thin Club. Janice is breastfeeding. Bobby is playing with the train set. Eugene and his wife open a letter and celebrate. Meadow is dancing for Phineas. Ray Curto on the treadmill. AJ's in class, and Carmela is talking to Adriana. React.
What'd you think about that Meadow scene, Mo?
You didn't see the video I put up. You didn't see the video I just put up with the T-Pain. You ain't even know it. You ain't know it. Shawty call it to the stage.
I was gonna ask you what your favorite part of the montage was. Mo. Spike beat me to it.
Spoiler alert.
Couple. I know, right? Couple of things. The new agent, Stamper from House of Cards.
Doug.
Doug Stamper.
Doug.
Yeah, that's Doug Stamper. He didn't have enough urgency for me. Like, if I'm Agent Harris, my nigga, you see me, nigga, I need you to fucking pull over. Like, ain't nothing like you just chilling, kind of taking your time. I just thought that was a little bit funny. And also, is it me or do them trains hit different? Like when you know, them trains hit different now when you
the
see
introduction
it.
Right here and then the payoff fucking a year and a half later is amazing,
bro.
Yeah. And I also like the commentary. Mo always does a good job of saying this. We're not that deep podcast that's going to break down the intricacies and the ins and outs, but obviously the narration, along with the different montages and the people in them, all had meaning and symbolism. So if you want to look that up on your own, feel free to do that. We're not going to take the 20 or so minutes it would take to really break that down. But it is there. Just remember, in a show this high level, nothing is by accident. It's obviously on purpose to bring this montage up. And obviously, first season opener without the infamous driveway newspaper.
Sad. I'm feeling nothing but sad. I'm feeling it, fellas. I was like, oh, man. And man, listen. I
feel like they still should have found a way to slide that in here. It's tradition at this point.
It is. Because even
they do it in another episode.
Because then even season 3 they had where
he ran over it in one.
Well, it was Carmela. Yeah, it was Carmela. I think it might have been season 5, maybe because
it was whenever they split. Whenever they went in the house.
So season 5, yeah. So I'm with you. Real quick, how would you have done it? Just a regular way, or you think there should be some like darker way of doing it since it's this season?
I think the regular way would have been fine. I don't think you go into dialogue. I think you can still have the montage. If anything, have the montage start with Tony getting the newspaper, like we've been doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
more of the same, beginning to the end, whatever the case is.
I would have had it in front of Junior's house. I would have changed it a little bit and had them piled up.
That's fine.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had been delivering them and nobody had been getting them, or he had been forgetting some shit like that. And then Tony pick them up on the way in to talk to Junior or something.
Ooh, and that would have tied it back into the ending of the episode in a way, right? Like a newspaper could have been on the floor somewhere.
Yep.
That would have been fire. Spike Lou, hey man, you gotta write this man. Get you a script written, man.
What's up?
Yeah, come on, man. You got another extension of your creativity.
Facts.
Yeah. So Agent Harris, we'll find out later about the parasite thing. That's obviously why he's thrown up. Vito, modeling. I'm trying to think, is there anything else to pull from this? Ray Curto on the treadmill, Carmella talking to whatever. I guess it ain't nothing like too deep. I mean, like the song is what, seven, it's talking about 7 deadliest sins or something like that.
I don't think it's a deadly sins. It's something else. Either way, it
it's
all makes
7
sense when you look at
something,
it.
but
it's definitely 7 something.
Well, y'all go check out we don't know him directly, but Sopranos Autopsy. I will try to give a nod to some of those things because he's very brilliant. He was also on Talking Sopranos, so he gives some really good insight. So I will probably reference some things maybe towards the end, just since we're getting to a deeper level and there's things that we don't want to miss. But again, we're not that podcast. Y'all know what we do here. But yeah. Anything else y'all want to add to that opening montage?
No, I was just surprised to see the condition the Spec House was in. I'm glad we got some more info on that later. The Aid appearance did. I remember first time watching it, was kind of like what, but then you know how this show does with dream sequences and things of that nature. Introducing to C at best, I would call Vito, but prior to this season, he's like a C character as far as Tony being A and the B characters. I would put Vito at C. So introducing him and my man that got the letter and Ray let you know something was gonna happen.
Oh yeah, Eugene
with
and Ray.
them. Yeah, Eugene and Ray. So yeah, that was interesting to me too.
I can't believe Meadow is still like with Phineas. Like I just couldn't believe this. When I seen this, I was like, why are you doing this for this nigga? Why?
That's the who worse, Phineas, Jackie Jr. or Noah? Who was the worst?
When you say worse,
who was the worst?
Who's the worst for worst?
Like if you were
Meadow, well, in that
who would
case,
you want her to be with if you were like her brother or her dad?
I mean, I guess it's Phineas. Like he's the best. He's the best. But I mean, we know where it goes. But still, I still just like, man, you doing like you get all right. Never mind. I can't have my Moism. We're too far.
Y'all know y'all know, man. Let me chill.
See, look, I can't do it because y'all know my. Oh, what's your you got a theory?
I've been had a theory, bro.
What about what?
I had a theory when we talked about Noah. I talked about it and Jackie.
Oh, the mitigate.
Yeah, that shit mid. That shit.
That
shit mid. That shit big mid. That shit.
Hey, you might be right. Big mid.
Yeah, man. That shit mid.
Damn. I mean, what do you do in a scenario like that? You have this. She's attractive, but you know the mid of it. I don't know. I mean,
depends on what type of nigga you. Depends on what type of nigga you are.
On you.
So
if
to
you
him,
want to
it
stay
ain't
with her, if she that bad, you got to teach her some things.
Okay.
You got to put her up on some game.
Yeah, I'm the worst type of nigga because at that scene last season and when they was arguing and all that huss fuss, like yo, the box ain't even hitting for all that to be doing it. So I'm up at 3 a.m. listening to you. Nah, man. Like, we ain't doing none of that.
That, I mean, will you mold me?
I ain't doing none of that shit.
We go to our. All right, let me get us moving.
Carm, never mind. Let me stop.
See, because we about to go back to.
I'm about to go the whole Soprano family is about to get it, man. I'm about to say some shit about Carm, but let me chill.
That's time back in the day. You still talking about
the same shit you was about to say. Yeah, Wegler was like, man, it's just a little. All right, man.
Wegler was definitely like. But I'll give Carm a little bell. Just quickly, we ain't did this in a while. Give us a break. I give Carm some bell. She been out the game for a while. I will give her that. Like, but Meadow, you young and
I should have turned her up.
Yeah. What you talking about?
I mean, turn her up. She's supposed to let that true free flag fly.
Like that freedom.
Yeah, I ain't never been. Man, come on, listen to me.
That's true.
That's supposed to have been the best box Wegler ever had.
Normally you let out the gate like it's over and you back fresh on the streets again. You supposed to be getting to it. Right.
If you catch you one of them, come on. You catch you a Carmella, fresh out of a long-term relationship.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to get one off, man. Come on, listen to me.
Maybe 5 minutes. Be ready to marry a nigga.
Man.
All right. It was good. I was glad to see Adriana though. Like, even though it's a dream sequence, I was glad to see her. Obviously, this ties into how she was killed, and then they pan to they're like synonymous with one another. And how they even panned down and then panned up. And she's been on all 6 seasons, so at least she got her credit here. So that was dope. No, okay,
nah. Everybody, didn't nobody else. Well, okay, yeah, they did. Never mind.
You know, you got to imagine the troll at the time, though. In real time, that probably like got people at first like, "Oh, Adriana didn't get killed because we didn't see it."
Yeah.
But it was so quick that they yanked the cord on us.
Yeah.
We go to the next scene. Tony and Junior. Tony's digging up, looking for this alleged $40,000 that Junior is talking about. We get the early sign of
dementia.
Yeah, we get the
Early
dementia.
sign. We've been at that.
Well,
they showing that it's gotten worse.
Yes,
yeah.
that ain't the part
he
of
even
the scene
looked
that I was
worse.
going at. Yeah, he looks worse. I mean, man, and Dominic is just bodying it. Like he for real. I believe this dude. Like it's crazy to see how far we go from season one. And then, like, I still think the nugget was there season one, even though, like, I know how it is with writers. Like, you may have not played it that, like, wrote it to have that to be the end goal, but like the fact, remember how he was just like, I knew that. Or, you know, or, oh, he's a slick fox. This one got you all fooled. In season 3, Toothpick. And it's like, oh, nah, it could have been like these early little forgetful things, or
That's how it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like amazing. You really can see a through line with him.
Y'all remember Malaga?
Yeah, from season 1, that was like the pilot, wasn't it? Pussy Malanga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Pussy Malanga.
I don't remember the character. Did we ever see him though, or just
we never saw him. We just knew that Junior wanted to have him whacked. Remember, Hesh came up to Tony and said, "What's this I hear about Junior wanting to clip pussy?"
Yeah,
he was like, you know, the big pussy
like,
or something like. He said, "No, Pussy Malanga. You think he do something to big pussy? My pussy?"
Ah, got you. And that's where he had, obviously, we get the new Vesuvios out of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Then we after he's done digging, and you know, Tony's, you know, being as patient as he can be with him, we get Janice comes in and she's running late, and Tony says, "Is your time more valuable than mine?" And bro,
that's a crazy thing to ask a woman that just had a baby.
Oh man,
like Tony ain't really got no real responsibility things that he got to be doing, and you the nigga that don't want to put him in the home.
Yeah, even deeper than that, Spike. Not only is it crazy, but that's the first thing he said. He didn't even say hello. He said, "Let me ask you something, your time." But to go to your point further, Bobby comes in like, you know, it takes forever packing this thing. You probably remember that. And remember Tony said, "No, I didn't do that crap." Bro, like his vision of what a man is, like that's a woman's job. Like she got you over here packing up the stroller. Like Tony looks at that as weakness. Like I ain't do none of that crap. You think I'm packing up? And really, in reality, that's a love for your child. Like I'm gonna do whatever for my child. My piper, yeah,
and your wife,
and my wife.
Like,
but yeah,
take a look to baby. Yes.
So that just says a lot,
bro. That I real life laughed. Like, cause he said it like, you know, remember when he said, I don't give a F. All right, okay, I do care. Like this season, it took, you know, almost 2 years to come out, you know, and everything that has been, you know, in the media at the time. It always blows my mind when David Chase said he feels like I can't see how you guys say it got darker. I could probably count. I might get past my fingers of how many darker moments you could tell immediately. Like there's no spin the block on, okay, let me be positive, let me try to fix it. This episode is going to be, it's so many moments and it's subtlety, and everybody's heart has just grown cold. Like, and this is one of those ones, I never did that crap. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, but I was laughing for real because I'm a dad. So like he like said,
doing
it was
that crap now.
Yeah, I am like doing that crap. Absolutely. A lot of crap. I'm doing a lot of crap. So he said that I was rolling. I was like, nigga. I mean, some of us probably feel that way, but still, like, you know, we ain't at that time. But boy, man, that hit home when I was rolling when he said it. But I guess, you know, Bobby and Janice, they show up for their shift. And you know, of course, in the montage, we find out they have a baby. So anything else y'all wanted to add to this scene?
Spike kind of touched on it, just the idea of putting Uncle June in a Green Grove and Tony being so adamant against it. We obviously get a little bit more of that conversation when he's with Melfi.
Got you. Okay, we'll dig more into that because I was gonna go there, but I think it's a better fit for that time.
Yeah.
We get Phil Leotardo visits Johnny Sack, and Phil is old school. You know, he buried the hatchet out of respect for Johnny. He's still operating in the true fashion of this thing of theirs. I don't have a lot to add to it, other than I did love how Johnny, how he perked up and smiled when he seen Jenny, and I was just like, man, this man, I love how he loves his wife, dude. That's just one of those redeemable traits we spoke about through our whole review of Sopranos. And so just when he seen her, just how excited he was, knowing that, like, bro, you ain't getting out. Like, you ain't getting out of here, bro. But just that's everything to me in that moment. What did y'all think about the scene? Anything y'all want to add to it?
It's a perfect setting for one of the best villains in TV history. Like, just the lines that Phil gives him, like, it'll never go away. I'm doing this out of respect for you. It makes so much sense because, like you said, we've seen the show several times. One could look at it on the first few watches and be like, why the fuck was Phil so mad? Like, I thought he got over it. But he letting Johnny know in episode 1, like, nah, I'm still pissed. And just because I'm such a gangster, I'm going to do what you say is boss. But nigga, if anything change, anything, as we see, it's over.
Yeah.
And it's wild because, as you see, it reaches a point where, if you know the end of the series, you almost forget the parts of season 6A and how it ends and where they are, and just kind of some of the subtle. There's a moment when Tony and Phil have a meet about something and decide that maybe John don't need to know about this. Like, there's just seems to be some rapport between them, and then how it goes another way. It's just always interesting. But I just thought this was the show what Tony said later in the episode. Like, Phil's old school, man. I'm taking care of business. I'm not complaining. Like, I'm an acting boss, and I don't look like I don't belong here.
Yeah.
Like, Jenny Sack's brother, what are you doing here? You don't even look like you. We know you just a message boy.
Yeah, he not
Phil
even
looks
part of that
like
thing.
Yeah, Phil looks the case. He looks the part
for sure.
This is the first time I've really even thought about. I wonder why they didn't cast John the son. That would have been a dope character to have this season.
You think?
But I guess they already did that. Yeah, I guess they already did that with.
They don't have any kids, do they?
No.
Yeah, they got 2 girls. We got to go to the wedding this whole season. Yeah, the whole.
Oh yeah, that's
right. The daughter. Yeah. It's 2.
They got 2 daughters. Yeah, it's 2 daughters. Remember when they look at the picture in this episode, when he looks at the pictures, it's Jenny and his 2 daughters.
You know what? He's definitely got girl dad vibes.
He does 100%.
100%. That's a good read for them. I think they read that. I don't know what he would be like if he was son. I feel like he would have like a real internal battle with his son, like on some like,
that would have been an interesting wrinkle, but they already played that note with Lil Carmine, though. So
yeah, that's true. Fair enough.
Yeah, and Mr. and Mrs. John Sacramone requests both his daughters visit him in jail as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
With Jenny and the new son-in-law. That nigga John took offense when that nigga called him Mr. Sacramone. You mean dad, nigga? Look out of here. Family. Yeah, that nigga sorry. We'll talk about it when we get to the episode.
Yeah. We go to our next scene. Eugene visits Tony about retirement. I just got one question. If this was a few years ago, do y'all think Tony would have considered this?
Give me a season. Give me a season.
Season what, Tony? 2.
No. I don't think he ever would have considered this.
Yeah. He knew the answer right here.
Yeah, that's why I'd like. Hey, he better than me. Niggas will never see me again, bro. Fuck that.
But he's smart. He's smart because he could. No, think about it. Tony milked it. Oh, you're talking about if you were Eugene.
Tony was smart about it, but Eugene wasn't.
Oh no,
I would have got low.
Okay, hold on, wait. Let's wait till we get the Fed scene, and then I'll ask y'all, how do y'all play this?
Like Killer Mike said, low, like no money, nigga. Like you'll never hear or see from me again.
You know the Fed's listening, nigga. What money?
Man.
Oh, but that's the wrinkle, Mo.
What?
Like he's getting it from both ends.
Yeah.
Pause.
So that's the wrinkle.
That's big pause.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was gonna pause it, but I didn't because it's true. That nigga's getting fucked. I can't even pause it because that's exactly what's happening. This nigga's getting fucked.
Never mind. Redact that. You're
like,
right.
Gene, you don't even see it happening, bro. That shit crazy. The fact that you even thought you could pull this off. You think you got enough juice to pull this off?
I would say I looked up something and I seen somebody kind of spoke to what they think he was thinking. And I can say it now, I can say it later. It's up to y'all. What do you
Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
So basically, they're saying that maybe his thinking was, if I can get Tony to pretty much let me retire, like, hey, yo, I pay him out a crazy envelope, then I can go back to the feds and say I'm not really useful anymore in that sense. And then maybe they'll give me a different assignment, or maybe they'll give me on some, like, because he said I'll testify. Like, don't get me wrong, it's ignorant, it's a fantasy, whatever, we know it doesn't make sense, but in his mind, maybe at least, because you'll think about it like, bro, what the hell were you even thinking? But they're saying maybe he was thinking along these lines. Well, if y'all witness protection in Florida, and I'll come back and testify, and I'm still under the feds, maybe that's what he's thinking.
That's what he should have did in the first place.
Well, he needed to get but
he didn't have no good information.
Yeah.
Because like they said, it's been a while. Well, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
How much I think that David Yearman watch cost?
It's a great question. I was thinking how much you spending?
How much you spending on that?
It's five digits. It's probably about 5 digits.
No, they ain't that expensive.
Oh, they ain't that expensive.
Because you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars when you say 5 digits, right?
Yep, right.
But they're a couple thousand. Like, you can get a nice David Yearman watch for about brand new $3,500.
So back then,
expensive one.
He bought 4 of them though.
He bought him 4, one for everybody.
Yeah, remember he said for Carmen and the kids too.
He did spend 20 right. I forgot he said that.
Yeah.
Eugene played it right though.
For you, Carmen, the kids. Yep.
He played it right. Like, I ain't gonna give you, but
he crazy.
This nigga messed up.
That's why
I would have never told him I just came up on a bag.
Listen,
because
that's
they ain't
why
got nothing to do about this thing of ours. That's the first mistake you made right there. I'm not telling you, I just got $2 million. Like, nigga, do you know?
I'm gonna say,
all right.
I'm gonna say more about that when we get to the funeral.
Okay.
But what you said about what Eugene might have been thinking, it actually plays out with who Eugene is. Eugene,
yeah.
If you were to make a playbook on how to do everything wrong in this situation, Eugene did it.
Yeah.
He set himself up to get finessed.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that's why he ended up like he did. He
that's
knew
why
it
he did.
when he was like,
oh, he knew. And then Eugene, it makes sense why he never moved up, why he never had that, like, Eugene and Vito, so to speak, were same level, really. After Gigi dies, and then after Ralph dies, it's really between y'all two, but clearly, like, you don't have the makings of a
Vito was a better earner.
He's a better earner, but so it's just an interesting thing you think about, like, and there's something I want to speak to about the fact that him and Chris got made at the same time, but we look at the roles a little different when we get in that later scene. But yeah, just the first mistake already. I'm not telling you like I made that. And even if I'm telling you what I got, I'm not going to tell you that amount. Like that, I'm not going to tell you. Right. I'm not going to tell you I got $2 million inheritance or, whatever from my great aunt or whoever. I'm not going to tell you that amount, bro. Like,
I think he got more than that for real.
You think so?
You buy mansions in Florida. I know this is 2007, 6, whatever it is.
Yeah.
2006 at this time. And I know obviously the housing market is completely different in 2024. You ain't doing all that and looking at all that big boy shit and buying these David Yearman. And I'm not saying he doesn't have money already from the stuff that he does. But I think he definitely got more. I think he's at least smart enough to know he might have got 5, 10 or whatever. And then he told Tony too.
That could because maybe in his head it could be like, if I have to, I'll max out and give Tony the whole 2, low key.
Because that $2 million, I don't know how inheritance money works.
Whole $2 million.
I'm just saying that he knows he really got more. So if Tony's looking for something and he's thinking, well, this maxed out, okay, well, I'm not gonna take everything, but he don't know that ain't everything. So that could be true. That could be true. That nigga should have. My bad, Spike. Go ahead. What was you gonna say?
This was you can finish your point because this is a cousin of the point that you made. I just want to see what y'all think. But you can finish your point if it's still about this.
Oh, yeah. Well, just your presentation saying about retirement, why would you think that it was such confusion in how you thought this thing worked all of a sudden. And it's just the weirdest thing to me. Like, I don't know if you got some kind of mental issue or something. Like, it's just something that wasn't locked in. Because I was like, nigga, what are you talking about retirement? You're talking to the boss who's clearly older than you. And you telling him you about to ride off in the sunset with your $2 million, and you gave him a family set of watches. Why do you think he was gonna be cool with that? Like, I don't know where you should have said, hey man, there's some plays in Florida. I know Ralph has some spots out there, little Carmine, yada yada. If I mean anything, again, he may not be successful, but your approach should have been different. You coming to Tony like, oh, he's this understanding guy. He's on. All of y'all were talking about Tony killing that, killing Ralph for the horse. Y'all always talking in rumors about Tony sleeping with Adriana, possibly. All of y'all, so y'all know what type of nigga he is. But you all of a sudden want to act like he gonna have some like understanding. You say, oh yeah, I figure I'm a retired dog, gonna move the family to Florida, you know what I'm saying? I offer some watches, bro. Come on, bro.
That's a great point. And it does show his lack of understanding for what they're doing. Been a long time since we did this, but there's a Wire quote for it. Rich, I think you know where I'm going. What you want to redo? That ain't how the game is played.
Not how the game is played.
That ain't how the game played. Shout out to Avon Boys there. But my question was gonna be, because you made me think of something when you said he got made at the same time that Chris did. Did Chris have a crew?
No, he probably had some like soldiers. He had soldiers.
Is Benny in his crew?
Benny kind of was like his soldier a little bit. Lil Paulie in some sense was
Benny.
Chris, but they kind of shared Lil Paulie with Big Paulie or whatever.
I know for a fact Benny, because y'all know one of my favorite moments of season 6 is the Benny Artie beef.
Mm-hmm.
That was what's the name of that? Luxury Lounge? Is that the name of the episode?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, Chris is out of town. And remember, Tony blamed Chris and said, maybe if you were here keeping an eye on them, maybe this thing wouldn't have escalated to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Benny for sure was in his crew. I don't know who else. That's something to keep an eye on. I don't think he gets a crew until this season for real.
Because later on, he told him he pulled rank on
Gene. He pulled rank on Gene. Because he asked Gene to do something and say, ain't I a captain?
Yeah.
Which also says a lot about Gene, because we came in together.
Like, nigga, I am too. What are you talking about?
I don't think Gene was, though.
No, he wasn't, though. He was just a made man. He was just a made guy.
That's crazy.
And I'm going to speak
Gene,
to... I'm going to
speak
speak
the
to
whole poop out here, man.
Yeah, you a little nigga, bro. You think you about to retire? You a little nigga. You don't even deserve to retire.
He really has potential.
Still send Gene to the store.
Yeah, so think about that for a second. The ball's on you for A, you know when you signed up for this thing what it was, right? So the balls that you even got to ask to retire, and B, if you Tony or anybody else, think about Paulie and all the work he done put in over the years. Like, you a little nigga, you ain't even done that. Just because you came up on a little bag, you think you deserve to retire from what we got? If anybody deserve to retire, I deserve to retire.
You better put that money on the street and start making me some more money, nigga.
Yeah, man. Like, stop playing. Like,
you better put that money out on the street.
Yeah, where you get the balls from, man? Talking about somebody to go to Florida, nigga. Florida for what? You see Tony first response. What you think about putting some money down there? Because I know you ain't, nigga. You a hockey player, nigga. You ain't about to retire. What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's funny.
I can't wait. We're talking more about it.
Catch me in the streets.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is a great talking point. I love this. We go to our next scene. It's Eugene and his family. We get introduced.
You know what I will say too?
Yes.
As you get into the next scene, I'm sorry. This kind of scared me in real time though, because I was like, well, why the fuck do I care about Eugene? Why is it getting this much focus and showing? I remember when I was watching this in real time, like this kind of scared me that they didn't have a lot for this season.
Oh, for the whole season.
Oh, okay. I get
like an overarching scare. Like,
I was like, because when you start getting side stories from C characters on the depth chart, it usually means like they running out of material. Mm-hmm. Like we just talked. What made me think of that was we just did Entourage, and we started getting these stories from motherfuckers that we could care less about. It's like, shit. So, but they held up.
It did. And Chris and Eugene got made season 3, right?
Believe so.
Okay, so let's just try to do some math here. This season, I think they pick it up based on like similar to how long it took to come out. So this is 2 years later from season 5. So
I was just about to say that's one thing that's important. I'm glad you said that, Mo. This is 2 years after season 5.
Okay, so we're looking at this is 2 years later. Season 5 is a year. Actually, season 5 and 4, we felt like they were kind of tied into the same year going into the year because of how Whitecaps and it goes right into. Remember, we said it kind of felt like the timeline of the 2 seasons felt very close. So I call that 3 years ago, and then we go to season 3. So 4. So he's been a made guy relatively about 4 to 4.5 years. Just keeping that in mind. Just keeping it in mind. But he's been a soldier, like Chris, trying to make his bones probably a little longer. But anyways, So we get Eugene and his family.
Hey, Eugene's a fucking idiot. He a poop hut.
What?
I'm just thinking about this next scene, like when his wife asked how to go. It went well. He gave me a hug, nigga. You think it went well because you got a hug? He give everybody a hug, nigga.
Bro, what is this, elementary? Like, I mean, what is this? Like, you got a crush on a girl? She gave you a hug. You go back and brag to the homies. What you doing, bro? So we introduced his son Kevin. I gotta
briefly.
Can I say something real quick?
Please do, because I'm about to roast.
Did y'all know? So you want to hear something wild?
What?
This dude that plays his son is only 5 years younger than him.
That's why he looked like he could whip his ass.
That's exactly why.
That's why he was scared.
Shit, why in the world?
I don't know what's up with the casting, but that shit's hilarious.
This is why it's mad cheesy. Does he look like he could be on drugs, y'all?
He probably smoke weed. Or
nigga, do it look like Gene could be his dad? Do it look like he came from Gene? You got a better chance saying that's her son from a previous marriage.
Yes. Yeah. Dog, listen to me. He's on heroin. We seen what Christopher looked like on heroin on H.
How you know you're on heroin? They said it.
Remember they found
they found the needle and everything in the episode.
Remember he said, "Look," and found this, and then it was like that's what like one of the camel that broke the straw that broke the camel back in the later scene. So that's what bothers me about it. Like I'm like, bro, no doubt, don't get it twisted. I get it. You know, he's maybe so to speak a functioning, addict. But like, bruh. I'm looking at him and they're saying it like he's been doing this. And I'm like, this dude is mad stocky. He got a fresh fade. Like, come on, dog. I'm expecting you to look like Bubbles.
Yeah.
Steroid.
It could have been steroids, not heroin. No, I'm not saying that y'all are wrong. I'm saying they should have wrote it that way.
Maybe
I'm saying they should have wrote it that way. They should have made it clear it was steroids.
You need to go ahead and get a spec sheet. You need to get a script, bro. You need to write a
I'm about a program.
Yeah, we need to get you
name.
This nigga, hold on, man. Time out. Hold on. Can we talk about this real quick, man? I'm sorry. Can we hold on? Because this really needs a discussion, y'all. This really needs a discussion. Because y'all know I love research and I can't find anything about this. This motherfucker was 44 years old.
The son?
Yes. 43 years old, excuse me.
He must have been like a part of like some other part of the cast and they gave him a role, bro. Like he must have been like a person that
related to somebody.
Yeah.
He a mobster. He a mobster. You could be the dude. You could be the dude that was at the meeting when they had to settle things with Hesh, Tony and John, and the dude in the background that kind of spoke out of turn. Be him. Mm-hmm. Like the fact that you 43 and you playing Eugene's high school son, I'm assuming it was to be a high school son. Obviously, it's got to be high school because how the fuck you go? If I'm grown, you definitely ain't ask me where I'm going and who's gonna be over there. Fuck out my face.
High school is wild, bro.
That nigga's 44. The fact that he can pass for, I don't even know.
He do got a young face. I'm looking.
He can pass for it though. They got it off. Yeah. I mean, the close up is crazy, but
the close up really shows in that you're saying.
Like y'all shouldn't have got that close. Y'all really committed to it. But
imagine being the actor who played Gene and being like, "Damn, bro, I'm only 5 years old. I look motherfucking 20 years older than you."
Didn't that happen? You said on The Preacher's Wife, Whitney Houston and what is it, Jennifer
Lewis?
Yeah, you said they were like what, a couple years apart or something like that.
I think a little bit more than a couple, but they weren't far off. But black don't crack, so that's a little bit different. This was more surprising.
It was. It's really surprising.
Like Eugene looked old in the face, and when I read that, I was like, "Hold on, is that right?" And then the wife is 9 years younger than Gene. Like she 5 years younger than the old dude. She still
she could be the little sister for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's shit crazy.
The wife cute too.
I definitely thought. I definitely thought. I was like, all right, Eugene did all right.
Gene outkicked his coverage.
I think so. And then the fact, like, and she a tough one too. That was kind of attractive a little bit, like, because he threw that plate on the wall and she covered the child's ears, but she mugging him like, nigga.
She mugging him like, you pussy. Yeah. I know it's like, about to happen.
I was like, oh, she gonna,
you can't even stop this nigga from leaving the crib. You about to get like Tony let you retire. All right, you know what this about to be.
Me and Gene Jr. would have been moving some furniture in there. I would have called him.
Well, because I can't live it down with her. Like she's one of those type of wives that if that's your girl, you know what it was. We'll get I'll talk a little more about it. I don't want to spend too much time.
Jane Jr. Ball that nigga up.
Man,
Oh yeah, drugged out and all.
Shout out to hey, only Spike gonna get this, but shout out to Chaz, man. He can wrestle. Shane Jr. look like he can wrestle.
He can wrestle. That's
Hey, that
funny.
was funny as hell.
Shout out to Chaz, man.
Yeah, that shit's silly.
We go Tony and Carmella, and they're at their new favorite restaurant. We get the Adriana Dream nod, and then we find out about Johnny's assets are being seized. Tony and Carmella are in a much different place now. We could tell within them saying, why do you think I talk? There's another part I want to jump on it too early. What do y'all think about this scene? Them two getting together, it's like now they're like back in the swing, but it's a new version of their marriage versus season 1.
Yeah, we ain't seen no Gumars lately. It seems like they in a good stride. Like it seems like the focus of the show is going to change from their relationship to like them making shit work. That's what it seems like in this episode. And I like how they did it with this scene. Sharing like that's a real like coupley thing right there. Sharing like a little food place, and then later we see what happened when he went dolo. But yeah, this went well.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. Either one of y'all eat sushi? No Uncle Junior, but do either one of y'all eat sushi?
I'm a bacala man. No, yeah, I eat sushi. Yeah.
The basics.
Have you ever eaten it? Have you ever eaten it with your bare hands or you use chopsticks?
I'm so nigga.
I'm a chopstick guy, but
I use a fork, nigga. That's how niggerish I am.
Oh yeah, you super nigga, Mr. Nigga over here. Mr. Nigga.
I'm Jay on the wire. You remember when Jay was eating the sushi with a fork?
Hey man, I just thought of whole man. I'm so ghetto. Prissy chicks don't want to fuck with me. That's some ghetto shit right there. Another question: when's the last time y'all found a restaurant that you just couldn't get enough of? Like you're going an obscene amount of times. Like this is my 3rd time this week. Like this is my 4th time this week. Like I can't get enough of this place.
It probably
y'all
wasn't
have anything like that.
I do. It wasn't that many times a week, but it was definitely. We hitting the spot. We did it 3 Fridays in a row, and it was a spot called Heartbreaker. It fit my vegetarian needs and also her needs, and we loved it so much. And then they ended up shutting down, merging with somewhere else, and got away from that. And I'm still to this day broken up. It was called Heartbreaker. It was like a little hole in the wall spot.
Your heart was broken.
Literally, yeah. I was like, damn, what a freaking name of a place, but it's called Heartbreaker, and it was fire. But that was our spot.
You still a vegetarian?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a spot down here. It's a spot down here called 8 Sushi. Ironically, they got this miso steak and this teriyaki chicken that I go as much as I can. I ain't been in a while, though. I may go this weekend. Now that you say that, but that would be the first one I think of.
Okay.
I wanted it to be kava, man. I tried kava this week. That shit was trash.
What's that? What's kava?
It's like Chipotle, but it's Mediterranean.
Nah,
so they do like gyro bowls and shit like that.
Nah, I'd rather go to. Oh man, I'm about to say some crazy shit.
Man, I almost got him. Damn.
Almost got me, man. There's this place in Cleveland called the Village Butcher. It's an actual butcher shop, but they serve. Thanks, Mom. But they serve sandwiches.
That's so funny because I listen to
you funny as fuck.
It's
like Satrials. It's literally like Satrials, right?
Okay, fair enough.
Hold on, go ahead, Spike. Go ahead, Spike.
I was just gonna say I listen to Dan Patrick every day, and it's this dude on there named Fritzy, and like when he say something like what Mo just did, Dan do the same. Thanks, Hard, and I just keep it moving.
That is funny, bro. Like it's the never mind.
I was
gonna say something really wild.
That was brilliant, Rich.
But it's really, now that I think about it, it's like Satriels. Like they're a real butcher shop, but they have a very small menu and it's sandwiches, man. And them they bang. Twice this week already. I'm like, man, I gotta chill because I ain't even. I'm supposed to be on my shit.
Oh man, your list. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's protein. Don't get me wrong. I ain't going crazy. It's still protein, but at the same time, the sandwiches just hit that much.
Yeah, I'm a sandwich guy too.
Man, I gotta take up for it.
Ain't nothing like a good sandwich.
But Tony,
it was National Burger Day, by the way.
Oh,
National Cheeseburger Day.
Man, I wish I could. I'm doing no bread this week, so
you couldn't eat the burger anyway.
Yeah,
I'm vegetarian.
I get my plant-based.
Do like black bean.
I get my Impossible off from time to time.
Yeah. Okay, then I got you.
It's working, but yeah. So Tony get the little flex off, like, hey, look, we doing better than like good enough. We doing better than Slide. Like, you know what I mean? They getting $40 for a piece of fish that they just flew in first class. It's something about knowing that something is like there's a luxury element that in your mind it tastes better. Like the fact that he said that, I just got hungry. Like watching it, just like, oh man, this is a $40 fish flown in today first class. In my mind, it just tastes better just off of the steps made. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But yeah, just getting that flex off. She said, yeah, we're doing pretty well, and that's pretty much all that I have. Well, there is one thing I wanted to mention too. We get this little nod that Tony says that why do you think I toss and turn at night? It's not just the sleep apnea. He obviously talking about his fear for people ratting on him, and we find out he isn't taking his antidepressants because he is slowly embracing who he really is. That's my take.
It's way too complex of a conversation, and I'm sure you might have a point where you bring it up at some point, Mo, because you mentioned this in the group chat, but the title of this episode and what it means and the connection that it might have to the finale of the series. When you look at things from that perspective, comments like this are very prevalent throughout the season, and it makes you think of the finale different. It makes you think, especially when you think about the theme of the whole show, even from season 1. Regardless of what you feel happens, I'll just leave it at that. Either way, whether it's one way or another, things were going to always go south, right? This is just inevitable. It's almost like the ending was inevitable. It doesn't matter how it happened.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was going to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was nothing good to come for anybody from this.
Fair.
Just interesting to look at. And like I said, we'll talk more. I don't think that's giving anything away, but
but yeah. Okay. Hesh and the other guy.
That's his son, right?
Son-in-law, I think.
His son-in-law.
So Hesh and his son-in-law, I guess they over in Brooklyn. Them Brooklyn boys ain't having it. They pretty much, they start working him, and his son-in-law, they put something in the gas pipe. Like a little flamethrower, get them out. They start working them. They hit Hesh in the face. Dude gets up, gets hit by a car on some Final Destination type shit. Anything else y'all want to add to this thing?
Yeah, dude ain't no real driver. He ain't no. I could have got up out of there. Like nigga, throw it in reverse. You go hit the car behind you. I'm throwing it in reverse, hitting that car behind me and clipping that shit, but I'm getting up out of there.
You know what? Nobody's a real driver in here, damn near, except for Tony. Damn near not Tony, because think about it. Tony then flipped and been in an accident. Benny got trapped in the car, put the car in reverse. Put it in drive instead of reverse. Phil was trying to outrun Tony. Then he ran directly into the back of a bus. We get to Meadow in the finale. Nobody can really drive that way.
John might can. He was fishtailing in the Mazda in the Aston Martin.
Yeah,
he might got a little skills.
All right, fair enough.
But you're right though. That's a good point.
I don't even know how mad I'd be at my man's if he was right here, just didn't even attempt to get out. Like,
to
fuck that car behind us, get out. Like, Hesh was like, get out of here. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. This nigga said, what do you want me to do? What the fuck you mean?
Nigga,
like,
pull off. Nigga, what are you talking about?
Like, bro, you was sitting duck at this point, man. They gave you way too much room. Like, for real,
you're not finna light no anything. Like, you're not burning me out. Like, I'm pulling up on the sidewalk if I got to get up out of there.
I've been gone.
Yeah.
I've been gone, man. That's fucking buddy up, bro. You don't even look the part.
And then you look real mad silly.
So let me ask you something. Go ahead, go ahead, Mo. And
and it's Hesh. You the same nigga that got it. You're at the table when Tony's making the conversation about Blundetto and how they were gonna protect him and everything. You're sitting at the table with us, but nigga, you ain't got no gun, no strap, bro. You had no business being around us, dude. Get out of my face. Like
Hesh
that's why I like
strap though. Hesh old school, and he ain't even like in the mall.
Yeah, but what they got to do anything? Like he seemed like he's definitely seemed like one of those. I'm an American and I have the right to
really
bear arms. Hesh comes off like that to me.
That's my question for y'all. What was Buddy's part in all of this? Hesh told Tony that he had some money on the street. Was dude in charge of it for him?
Yeah, they told him to get up out of here, and he told him Well, he didn't really let them know what he had going on, that he would knew
But
or was affiliated with Tony. I don't know if it was a numbers racket
what were they
or
moving?
what kind of money. Yeah, that's interesting too. I don't know
He
what it
don't
was
even
because
look like
they were stepping on their toes, whatever they was moving.
Mm-hmm.
He looked so square that I always think like this must have been a mistaken identity.
Well, you remember
Like,
the
this
early
must not be the
seasons
person they
when with the Jewish
the hotel.
guys, yeah, like they
It could
you
be
would
something
think on the
like
rec, you know
square
what I mean?
front to it,
Yeah,
but it's probably something illegal going on with Hesh.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Remember the
Hey,
Jewish
Buddy
guy
getting
that
hit
loved
by
a
that.
black woman?
Hey,
Buddy,
him getting hit by that car was so goddamn funny.
shit, yeah, shit
And
hilarious.
Hesh
I'm
face.
sorry.
To be fair, it came out of nowhere.
It did, but why are you walking towards the street? Like you got work so crazy. That seemed like a place to like. All right, never mind. Don't stop. We go to the next scene. The boys at Factory House. Vito's feeling himself. He got on like
Got a fly suit on. Got the
Yeah.
shark skin suit.
Yeah, he damn near got the black man suit on because he got the extra flare, like the silky on it. We ain't really seen none of the guys wear nothing silky. I don't know if that's like I don't know if it's like him feeling good about himself fly. It is like, yo, I'm trying to put some flavor on it, or if it's the other thing. But what did y'all think?
Wait, what did you just say?
I don't know if he's trying to be like real fresh and fly, like stand out.
I'm getting money. I'm losing weight and I'm getting money now.
Yeah,
You
but
gonna see
these
me.
guys, even then, these
Pulling
guys don't,
niggas.
Yeah.
but these guys, oh man, that's what I'm saying. Or is it the other? That's what I'm saying. Or is it the other thing? You got a real eye for this, remember?
This nigga Vito like $40.
Hey, oh. $40. That's good.
I'm about to squeeze my ass. I'm about to squeeze my big ass.
Dog, Vito. All right, I
Hey, you hold on, time out. You gotta get it. You gotta make an edit, bro. You gotta make an edit when we get to that shit, man. You gotta have a Vito. $40. That nigga came to the fucking club looking crazy on the block.
Oh man, I'm about to kill him with this. What do y'all think about this? This scene, so we get a joke off. He said, you should have called your sponsor before you wore that jacket. Members only. And Vito tried to rebuttal, and I think Vito and Phil are cousins or something. Are they related in some kind of way? Is it American?
Yeah, Vito and Phil cousins. Yeah, Vito's wife is Phil's cousin.
Okay, so cousin-in-law kind of deal.
So you know how it is. A family. I just talked about the whole John Sacramone thing when dude didn't call him dad. Like, nah, nigga, when you family, you family. Like, it don't matter if it's blood or not. We look out for each other.
This kind of makes a little more sense on the battery that Vito has in his back of this boss talk. I could be the. It kind of started to make a little sense.
That's probably from conversations with Phil.
Yeah, kind of. So we got that. And here's another. I say number 2 of we're in a darker time. Tony and Chris, they're dogging Phil. Like, I really hate this guy. I hate his freaking eyebrows. Like, I mean, in which Chris has a fair point because it's like, when all that happened, they couldn't get Blundetto. They was like, okay, well, we about to get the other family member. So, and he's like, well, I got to sit around and take this. So I understand what Chris is like. No, we still on that. Plus, you grab my mama up like that. And you talking about you gonna put a gun to her box, or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get what Chris is. But yeah, and so it's, again, to me, it's just a darker thing. Like, no matter what's going on, everybody just got this hatred of one another is just so strong.
Did y'all see it? Speaking of strong hatred, you see how Benny was looking at Phil? I like the little cut to that.
Yeah.
Benny ain't over that shit.
Oh, right, exactly.
Yeah, Benny said, yeah, fucked me up.
I forgot all about that. He's like, well, actually, I gotta go to the hospital. Well, that's up to you.
That's up to you.
That's crazy.
One of my favorite lines ever.
We can find out Agent Harris has been moved to the terrorist unit.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all think that's because of so much failure?
What? Say that again.
Hey, Mo funny as fuck.
What?
Man.
Say that again.
I said they moved Agent Harris to the terrorist unit. I don't even know why this is funny. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I said, you think that's because of so much failure? Because they can't bring these guys down?
No,
No?
it wasn't. I don't think. Because
What you think?
that's arguably more important, bro.
It is, but like,
So if I can't catch mobsters, they're not moving me up to catch international terrorists.
Yeah, but it's like,
That's-
how often does it
That's an
happen though?
upgrade, not a downgrade.
But how often does that happen?
I don't know. I don't know no FBI people, but I'm assuming that was a
It seemed like it would be
promotion.
Okay.
And
shit.
that's the whole, and I think that's why we get the thing with Agent Harrison we see later when he's hyped when whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like he's just so engulfed in this. He even got a promotion and it's still coming around. I think that's what we're supposed to get from that as viewers.
Okay.
Hey, Mo funny as fuck, man.
Crazy.
I don't
You
know.
funny? That's like the same way Chris is funny, right? In the scene in the hospital. When Chris asked a serious,
right.
like he was serious,
Right.
but it just sound funny. That's the same why I'm kind of laughing. I know you were serious,
Oh,
but it just sound funny. Like you think that's because of all the failure? Like what? Who says it like that? Like these niggas suck so bad at their job. You think they got transferred? Like I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. You funny.
I can't remember the scene. I'm thinking about the rush hour scene. Johnson. Somebody told you I was getting. You remember we kept doing that over and over.
Yeah.
All right, so we go to another scene. Well, Tony gets a call from Hesh, basically, real quickly, and then we get to the next scene, and Tony comes to the hospital to see Hesh and his son-in-law, and we find out Phil's guys had something to do with that. Is that was the understanding of it all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like what you already said, the money on the streets thing or whatever.
Apparently, they didn't know he was either they really didn't know it was Hesh and he had ties to Tony, or they didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
They still did it anyway. Yeah, I took it as they didn't care, man. And I told y'all this scene, the fucking Chris is hilarious, man.
Hold on, let me see what he said because
hey, Hesh was talking about what they was eating at the Chinese restaurant, and he came out. We got beat up by 3 dudes in a Lexus. And Chris was, I don't even want to repeat it because it's a slur. He said they did this. He said we try to be fucking funny. I'll give you a smack.
Yo,
Hesh was hot, man.
Can Hesh
but you can tell Chris.
No.
Nah. Hesh can't just smack Chris. He can't smack Chris. But it's funny because you know Chris didn't mean nothing by it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He didn't mean nothing by it. He was just confused, trying to. You ever got a crazy ass story? You trying to put the pieces together? Like, hold on, they did this. Like,
I'm definitely like that. I'm definitely that person. Like this, you hit it on the nose about the joke because that's definitely like he's like wait. They did these people. They did this.
And that nigga just flipped on him. Nigga, you trying to be funny? You want to smack in the mouth? I should give you a smack in the mouth. Chris was like, I was a serious question. Damn.
Right. And normally, Chris don't even back down from stuff like that, but it seemed like that's definitely like, that's an old school relationship with Tony and his dad, whatever with Hesh. But
I think Chris was genuinely confused. Like, I don't even know how you took it that way.
Yeah, he was. It's good.
The same way you just asked. The same way you literally just asked me. Like, I don't know. Like what? I literally thought you wrote that down in your notes, like trying to be funny, and then I realized quickly, that's a serious question. Like that nigga, he really asking us for an opinion. That's not a joke.
I'm looking for answers.
He ain't looking for feedback.
For real. Anything else y'all want to add to this thing? I mean, Vito here again.
That just shows you that shows you where Vito is in the ranks.
Setting it up, yeah.
Okay, so. Yeah,
that suit is crazy. Damn. That's a crazy suit to be walking around in, bro.
Well, for these
that's
guys,
that's wild.
That's what I'm saying. For these guys, it's a wild thing. That's why they say you should have called your sponsor before you wore that jacket you got on.
Like Chris got on a track suit. This nigga get like full like tie fly and everything.
Yeah,
damn, that's funny.
He got Vito has an eye for these things. So Vito's around or whatever, he walks off, and then we go to the next scene. Carmela and Hugh, and they get bad news about the lumber on the house.
You want to talk about somebody deserving a smack? It's Hugh.
Oh man,
he deserves a smack.
He definitely deserves a smack because it was like you did this whole thing, and there could have been numerous of occasions. This is what makes that Tony line later in this season hit different because there's this kind of warning. Right, and so it's like that dude told you like you gotta y'all best bet is to redo the whole joint, and they pretty much like nah, we ain't going in, And he tried to play, oh, I thought we were partners. And like, that's what happened when you partner. I hate to say it, but it's not all the time, but a lot of times with family, bro, it's the shortcuts. It's always shortcutting it. And this is one of those moments where it's like he shortcut it, and he got this far down the road. And then it goes back to Carmella just being a terrible businesswoman. She don't know these things, which we'll see the difference between her and Angie. You tried to do a stock thing early seasons. It didn't work out. You know,
she made some money off that.
Let me push back a little bit, just for the sake of argument, right? On Carmella not being a good businesswoman. Are we going to fault Carmella for looking to her dad, who she literally has seen her entire life build houses, and think that he doesn't have the recipe to actually build this house? Like, is it her responsibility to really know the ins and outs, or do I trust the man who I've known for 40-something years to do this profession, that he knows what he's doing?
I mean, she did.
I kind of differ from you. I got a different. I'm on the other side of that, Rich, in the sense of, why are you trying to cut corners with this spec house? Like, you have the money and the budget to do it. I'm not hiring my dad after we seen the nigga fall off a roof a couple seasons ago.
Fair.
Like, you can play a role in this. Yeah, you can play a role in this. You can do some type of consulting to do the GC that I do hire to do this. But just because, for the exact reason you said, Rich, you my dad, and I ain't gonna be able to tell you what to do like I would somebody that I really officially hired, like that's working for me as he was supposed to. Then he had, like Mo said, with that partnership. Like, I'm not doing it.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
And then think about when she was trying to, in season 4, when she was trying to link in with Furio, reading all that real estate stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you said you was doing all that reading real estate. You should have already known. Like,
she's trying to get a license.
Yeah, trying to get your license.
Oh, you saying she should know this stuff?
This is
what that's different though. Well, that's different. Like, if you're doing real estate.
I'm not saying that she should know everything. I don't want to get that far as like I ain't that person. Like, she's a rookie here. I'm not. What I'm saying is, my issue is with Carmella is she always like half-assed, but she wants to get full credit if it's successful. You know, like she tried to get in her bag and start calling around for all the attorneys. Oh, now you want to do all of the work, but then you can, hey, Tony, have you called the guy? Hey, Tony, have you called the guy? Tony, have you called the guy? Like, you should have, before all of the foundation and everything got built, you should have checked in on these things. Like, okay, hold on. Like, that to me,
that ain't
it's
her job though, bro. That's why you hire somebody to do that. See, when you build in a house, you hire a general contractor, and that general contractor knows all of this shit. The general contractor is the person who you give your money to make sure everything is done right. To pull permits, hire the people to build the shit. That's the person that's supposed to be doing this. You are right in the sense of her hiring her dad to be the GC. That was not a good look. But she's not supposed to know this either. If he tells her, just like if it was another general contractor tells her, okay, I'm going to use this wood because I've done it before, because I've done it before, and they may not notice it, or I got friends down there that'll overlook it. If he tells her that's okay, then she has no choice but to go with it. But that's why you hire somebody to do it and not have your dad do it. That person has the knowledge of it.
Fair. It's just, Carmella bothers me so much because this is why you never was going to make it on your own. Like, you needed Tony. You didn't have the makings of a varsity athlete. She was never going to make it on because you don't have it, bro. You don't have the hustle. You don't have the grind. Like, she just don't have it. She's an idealist, the person that likes to sit in the room, come up with the great ideas, but not really be able to execute it. That's who Carmella is, and that's what bothers me so much. So if it works out, she could feel like, oh, I feel good about it. I did it, but it's like, come on, bro. That's why I love the Angie scene later.
That's fair.
But anyway, anything else y'all want to add?
I would have been furious.
Good point. That's a good point, Mo.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would have been furious with you. And then you tell me to call Pudgy Walsh. Nigga, you tell him to call somebody that's retired. Well, I would have.
We wouldn't have gotten this far as my problem. Like,
no,
you have
the whole frame is built for the house.
Bro.
Just since we're fresh off Entourage, that's that Bob Ryan shit.
Exactly. That's 100% that Bob Ryan shit.
See? Would that be something you're interested in?
Right. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You think such and such gonna be there? She died.
And then you blame it on.
She died 6 years ago, bro.
Then you blame it on bureaucratic bullshit. Like, no, nigga, these are rules that must be followed in order to build a house. This is code. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's a time
the fucking 50s, nigga.
Stuck in 1980s talking about you, Prince. Come on, bro. For real.
Oh.
We get Tony and the crew at Vesuvio's. Again, another dark moment. Now they're dogging Artie's bread and his pasta. And imagine this, these are very basic recipes in their culture. Bread, pasta. All I want to say is goodbye fried rice, hello fried chicken for shizzle. Anything y'all want to add to this scene?
Where did that come from?
That's Chappelle's show.
Oh.
The race draft.
Classic.
That's funny.
So, for shizzle. What do y'all think about this scene?
They rushed him over there to bring the menus. And then when he gets there with the menus, Chris says, Jesus Christ, I could recite the menu in my sleep. Like, what was that?
This is what I'm saying. It's getting darker, bro. Let's get this. These are the notes that make me feel like it's getting darker, dude. It's like, bro, where'd he get this bread from? The bread museum? Like, what does that even mean? Like,
I mean, this shit old as fuck and is awful. It's pretty much a scene just let you know, man, Artie's cooking is going to shit. Like, look at the restaurant. It's empty pretty much. They're in there, the Antipas and all of that, they're complaining about it. Yeah, it's empty around them, man. Just Artie shit just, we'll get more of this as the season goes along, but sure. Artie's table manners, gentlemen, start your bruh. Give me the menu and get the fuck up out of here, bro. Like, send somebody over when we're ready to order. Like, don't all the extra theatrics. We don't need it.
Facts. We go to the next scene. Now Vito pulls up. Never mind. We go to the next scene. Ray Curto, he meets with the Fed. The Fed is the one that was working with Adriana, and just when he was about to rat on Tony. Something I got from, shouts out to Ron from Soprano Autopsy. He talks about the fact that Eugene starts off with this great luck. And it's such a turn of events at the end. And Tony starts off the other way around. Like this could have been the end for Tony right here. But Ray Curto, in the middle of talking and telling about a murder that Tony had committed, he dies. And this is why I was alluding to Agent Harris with her. Imagine this. You got two insiders, and he dies on your watch as well as Adriana. Adriana's supposed to meet her that morning, remember? Actually, that afternoon at 1 o'clock. She was like, all right, give me a little more time. I think Chris is going to flip. I think he's going to come in. And then she obviously you never seen her anymore, long-term parking. So you imagine this agent is definitely out of here. She's done. Like, you are definitely a loser now.
Like, you can't help that nigga died.
Hey, I don't matter. It's not what's real. It's about what you can prove. And what we know is he died on your watch, and so you lost us too. He was doing just fine. Think about it. If you're an agent, he was doing just fine yesterday. We was getting great information from him for years, and all of a sudden he's with you, and he dies. Like if I'm one of the agents, I'm looking at you real funny, bro.
You a cold piece of work, Mo.
I'm just saying, I'm just looking at it for like, bro, what are you doing that's causing this? Adriana.
Natural causes. And they don't even know that Adriana dead.
They know.
They think, but they don't know. They can't prove.
See, they didn't know Big P was dead for real. But they definitely knew Adriana was like, she was supposed to meet, now she's not around. Yeah.
Maybe she's with some guy.
That's good.
That's funny.
So yeah, he that's pretty much it, and that's the end of Ray. And it's
one of the most unclimactic, semi-climactic deaths.
Yeah.
Man,
just that's Soprano fashion. Yeah, like just.
Which one worse, him or your man on the toilet?
Yeah, I had the toilet. The toilet.
Yeah, that's GG.
Because
Ray was low-key a useless character.
What do you do? So if he dies, she runs him to the hospital, and pretty much, because like, how do you get to the point where they don't know he was with a Fed?
Yeah, you probably call it. You call somebody in for that.
Okay, so they kind of separate themselves from it. Okay.
Yeah.
So he pretty much died with honor, but he's been a rat for longer than obviously Eugene. So we're at Ray's funeral. They talk about Dick Barone. Isn't he the one that Tony had whacked? what was that, season 2 or 3 with the wig?
That's the sanitation dude.
Wrong sanitation.
Wrong sanitation. That was one of the fronts for the tax for the check and the
dang, Dick Barone died.
pension. Yeah, Lou Gehrig's disease. Isn't it
Lou
ironic?
Desson was
And
running
didn't
it.
Lou Gehrig die from Lou Gehrig disease?
Mhm.
Do you know who Lou Gehrig is, man?
The one that came up with the disease.
Do you know who he really is?
I just said no. I was just playing. Who is he?
Baseball player.
Oh, okay. What's the disease?
Lou Gehrig's disease. Hey, we can do this all night.
I'm being stupid. That's you know what it reminds me of Kramer. There's this scene where Kramer was talking to Jerry. He was like, "Man, those are the people that they give you tax write-offs and you get money." He said, "You don't even know what a tax write-off is, do you?" And he pauses for a second. No, but they do, and they're the ones doing it. But nah, we see Rusty. It's crazy seeing Rusty, knowing how much he transpired. Even though it wasn't necessarily directly Tony getting at Tony, but you know, still. And then they talk about this guy that turned rat that has a radio station. I don't know
a real radio. You know that's not a real.
Okay, like WRAT.
That's still speaking in code. Like broadcasting on the radio, broadcasting, running his mouth. He got a radio show, WRAT, WZUP. What's up? Like
What's
this,
up? Yeah.
Just a little play on shit.
Okay, because our show was like, only reason because I was thinking about Febby from season 1. So I was like, wait, does this nigga really got a radio show? Which is crazy now because the foreshadowing of, some people that were in the mob that now tell their whole story and do have podcasts, which are like radio that have, flipped. It's very interesting they said that because there's a joke then, it ain't a joke now. But yeah. Anything else y'all want to add to the? Yeah.
I'm about to say we meet Chris's sponsor.
They really have to be here. That's the same thing. Right. Like when they pull up, I think the same thing. You look at him like, who the fuck is that? Why do he look like so out of like a fish out of water here?
Is he Italian?
Okay, because he don't belong here. He couldn't have been.
Yeah, I think he looked Italian. I don't know.
He didn't to me. I thought
I thought he was Jewish, maybe.
We'll talk about it once we get to, I think, episode 6. I think it's episode 6 because Mr. and Mrs. John Sacramone is episode 5. He's the one that broke the news about Vito. Like he came in with Chris, like ready to give the news. And I always wonder why Tony didn't. If Tony was so quick to beat up on Georgie, I wonder why he ain't crack his shit. Like speaking out of turn like that.
Yeah, I don't know, because he knew Georgie. Once he got away with whipping him up, and he wasn't gonna never say nothing. He could always use him as his whipping post. He don't know what dude gonna do.
What do you mean? What he gonna do? Fuck, hey, that's like when Vito came and told us like my brother's over there. What the fuck does that mean? What you mean? What dude gonna do?
Well, I'm saying as far as getting the feds involved and pressing charges and making his life harder or whatever.
That nigga be dead. He won't have a chance. That nigga rock that nigga if they ever suspected it to be the same.
Well, you remember Tony was panicking about whacking somebody in the earlier season. Like, man, I lost it. I shouldn't have done that. When he barely got off. So I don't know at this point, but yeah,
that's a fair point. The only thing I'll say to wrap this scene up is I cringe every time Eugene comes in. I don't know what I was thinking. Your taste from the hair. I'm not giving you bread from my aunt dying, bro. I'm not doing it.
I'm telling you that I got bread from her dying. I don't even know why he
wild. He a wild dude.
What made him think he was so close to Tony? Like Christopher, I could see Christopher doing this.
They go back to CYO basketball, man.
Wait.
I think that's really. I think
was that college? Was that the college?
No,
that
Tony? That's youth league.
Yes, youth league. Like they go back. Like they've been around since kids, and I really think. I'm glad they added that line in there because I really think that's why Eugene thought that he could have a chance. Like Tony,
that makes more sense.
Tony's somebody. Sometimes niggas got to remember, you got friends, you got people you work with, and then you got people you just known for a long time. Like, that don't mean shit. I just happen to know him. Nigga, I've known him since I was 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to school with him or something like that. That don't mean that we cool or he owe me anything. Yeah, like nigga, so.
Yeah, true. And it's another dark moment. He was like, I wasn't going to say anything, but since your aunt died and all. But he still didn't like Tony. Still didn't like look at him like, nah, don't worry about it, nothing like this. Nah, yeah. Now again, I just gonna keep pointing out these like darker. We're getting to darker. Like there's, other words, we're getting to the no LOLs. Like there's no LOLs in this season. Like really, hardly.
To quote Clay Davis, shit, I'll take any motherfucking money if they're giving it away.
They giving it away.
Right.
So another wild reference for y'all.
Yeah, I can't wait for y'all to do that, boy. Yeah, I just don't care for Rusty really. But anyway, he's still got to make a schedule to have sex with his wife. Eugene and his wife. They
What
have
was what?
You see, I was gonna let it rock, Spike. I was just gonna let it rock.
I couldn't wrap my head around it. Where did you even get that from? He said that.
That was from when Angelo came to Blundetto, and he was talking about Rusty having to like schedule or make an appointment to have sex with his wife or something like that, like as a backhanded joke or whatever. So it was just an Angelo, but he's gone now. You know, he's invisible Angelo now.
Damn, Blundetto never got that. He never got that second half of that murder, did he?
Absolutely not.
They played that nigga so bad.
Not as much as somebody gonna get played later.
Yeah,
that scene that you love that we laugh about all the time when he knew. When you get that money, you're like, oh yeah, can I borrow that? Yeah, let me hold something.
Yeah, that's my fun. Hey, that's one of the best moments ever, bro.
When you pointed that out to me, I couldn't stop laughing.
That's one of the best moments ever, man. Genius level strategy.
Yeah, genius level. Like, we get to Eugene and his wife, and pretty much Eugene is trying to figure out how to like make his wife happy, trying to figure out how to make this thing work. And is this the scene where he was talking about, hey, look, what we could do, try to like get a nice spot around here, or was that a later scene?
It might have been a later scene because he doesn't even fully know yet, right? He's still at the point where, hey, I'm still waiting, and she's like, all right, bro, how much waiting you gonna do before you like go up to this nigga and ask him for an answer?
Gotcha. Okay. We get to another scene. It's Tony and Carm. They eat, and Tony pretty much gets her a Porsche, and in true Carm fashion, this is y'all are men, and I know y'all can relate to some extent to this. I'd imagine. Maybe I don't. I've not put that on y'all. But this is a Carm thing, but I've seen this in real life. So Carm does the thing she did in season 1. She says, "Oh, this is for me. I wish you would talk to the guy about the building for the building department, but what a car." Like doing the thing where it's like, I got you, I surprised you, I went out my way. I tried to be that nigga. I tried to be romantic. I tried to like do something dope, and you like kind of like almost like I really wanted this, but I thank you, baby. Thank you. Like I can't you talk about
so
burning,
here's the thing.
Man, listen.
Here's the thing though, Mo. Carmella knows Tony well enough to know he did that because
he hasn't talked to the dude.
Yeah, he hasn't talked to the dude.
Yeah,
that's exactly why Tony did that. Yeah, Tony
it's deep
did
in rap,
that.
And I was gonna say, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say we know. Well, we don't know as viewers yet, but we know because we've seen the show. Tony has. Well, we talked about it last season. Tony has no intent on really the spec house being a thing. This is something just to shut up Carmella. That's why he's not pressed about doing it. And then there's events that happen later on where Tony's like, "Sil, call dude and tell him to push this shit through so Carmella
wrap
can
it up,
get her occupied with some shit because now she's bored and she's digging into shit that we don't need her digging into, the whole nine." So Tony bought that Porsche. It says, I ain't gonna do what you wanted me to do. It's the same as I'm signing 2 out of 3 papers. I gave you 2 out of 3, Carm.
Yeah, and he had a little time because he was doing the building of it all.
Yep.
So he had a little time.
It was perfect. Perfect to the point. I know you, nigga. I know you. I know what this is for. Just a second what Rich said. But I do get what you're saying. We've all experienced that as men, Mo. But usually it is because we try to do some shit that Tony did. Like I ain't really focused on what you focus on right now, but I'm gonna take care of you. So yeah,
that's true. We do be focused on something else for sure. Cause she did that season 1. He's told her, I'm literally the pilot. Actually, I'm in therapy. Oh, I think that's great. I think that's wonderful. It doesn't help with the matters of the soul, but like, golly, just can I be great for this moment? Can we separate it for a second? Like, can you just say thank you for the car, babe? That was dope. I love this. Blah blah blah. Later on, I drive home. I meet you to the crib. We get in the bed. I'm in my silk pajamas. Hey, I've been asking you, can you please talk to, can you separate it? God, like you can't let me live. That's all it is for me. It's like, yo, this has like, you don't have to, because it kills the moment. Like, my goodness. But again, this is Carmela. They know who they're married to. This is what they do. So yeah. We get Tony in the morning. And we see Meadow and we see AJ. Yeah, Meadow's in her bag still. AJ got the long rock star hair. And he talks to AJ and he says that could be arguably the best quote of the episode. He says, in the end, your friends are going to let you down. All you have is family. All you have is family. I think this is some more foreshadowing.
Yeah, family. Yeah, of course it's foreshadowing. Yeah, family, they're the only ones you can depend on.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Foreshadowing until the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show that if you close your mind to certain things, the things you should be looking out for, you'll be late on them. Right? You shut out the possibility that your friends can be there for you. And if you didn't have that mindset, maybe you could be a little bit open to, hey, maybe family can do this too. I'm not saying what happened at the end of the episode is preventable, but it can't just be one-minded. It's the same thing as we didn't mention it really in the funeral scene. Everybody's praising Ray for being a stand-up guy. They don't make him like him anymore. He's been a rat the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't know what you don't know. Like, all this shit is a facade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so really there's no rules to none of this shit.
Facts.
Yeah, and it speaks to, it's like, imagine this, Tony's saying this and he got friends of his in a thing of theirs, and it's like, that's what I said, bro. It's getting dark where he's not even sleeping well because he's thinking, who's gonna rat on me next? Who's next on the list? Like, one of my so-called niggas, literally. Like, it's who's next? Who will rat next? I had Jimmy, Big P. You know, he don't know about Eugene, Ray. You know what I'm saying? And there's a few other people. Not the Barone dude, but the other guy with the wig or whatever, with the Rat Pack painting. So it's like, now it's like, bro, you're being like fully like fake with all of the people, which again is just another dark note to where we are now. Like, it's like, you're not even looking at them like that. It's only family now, which will speak to a later decision that he's trying to move in the direction of. But yeah.
And as I've always said, I think it speaks to, they do a very subtle thing in the show they've been doing since we've been talking about it. It's like showing the success that Tony has reached without just overtly stating it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are the things that you have to worry about when you are becoming even more successful with Tony. Like, he just bought Carmela a Porsche truck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, people are talking, and he is tossing and turning because, again, that's what comes with it. Like, he's been the boss, yes, but he's an even more, probably one of the most successful bosses in the history of Jersey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, now I got to worry about friends and family and shit like that.
That's why I feel and understand, like, man, Jersey, come on. Like, nah, ain't this, you know, this ain't back in the day and I'm not a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. We go to the next scene, Tony and Melfi. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. The legs are back, baby. I mean, come on, dog.
Man, were you surprised to see how she looked in the dock?
No, I've seen her a few times, so I realized, I was like, oh, okay. You know, it is what it is.
Hmm.
Oh, you hadn't seen her in a while.
I want to see what her
I've seen-
sister looking like.
She got a sister.
Right. That's like, yeah, remember, well,
Yeah,
Vito's
Vito's wife. That's her sister in real life.
You can tell when you look at it till you see, like, but listen, it's been a while. Jennifer, we hadn't seen you in this manner. I'm so glad to see you this way. I'm so glad you're still holding it down this way, because I just didn't know it was, you know, I mean, the two Tonys was on fleek last season, but you know, this will do. This will definitely
Did you just say on fleek?
I don't know what I said, but
Jeez.
You took the craze for that one.
Oh, what are you gonna do? I'm old school, Janice.
I'm from the old school, Janice. That shit funny. That's funny.
Fleek being old school is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, glad to see the legs are back.
Fleek ever being a thing is crazy.
It is really though. It really is. I don't even think I've used it. Maybe this might be the second time in my entire life. But here we see Tony is delusional in this session about how things played, about smothering his mother with a pillow. Tony even says nursing home after emphasizing it's a retirement community. These are these darker notes of like everything is changing, where it's like embracing the core of who Tony really is. Like, man, it's crazy to me. Like all these little things stood out to me though. But like
these things, the actual things that he's doing to be a mob boss are becoming less important. And this is what Melfi is trying to tell him. You're going back to that place where you're romanticizing the people in your family, like he just told AJ. Like you're romanticizing that relationship that you had with your mother. You're romanticizing Junior's current situation, not putting him in the home. Like he's trying to do this thing to where he felt like he's been such a bad family man, and now I want to make amends for it.
It's crazy because it's like Tony just is it as dark as it gets and where it goes. It's crazy. He doesn't have a place to identify with. He had once identified with his guys and all of that, but then people turn rat, people flip, like Big P, which was the best friend of his for many years, and even Carmella saying, "Man, these guys are not your friends." And
now he's too far removed from that.
He's so far removed, so he's like, now I got to go back to family, and now I'm back with my wife, and we're back a family again. Like all you have in the end is like he's got to go somewhere to identify, but it goes back to the Silvio. You have no idea what it's like to be number one. Every decision you make, every this, and in the end, you're left with it all on your own. And this is a hard place for him to be. Like that's why it's like, you know, when we get to the later dinner scene of him eating a spot, like you just don't understand. Like it's hard for him to be. It's really hard for him to be happy now. Like if he had a hard time season one, it's really hard now, bro. Like my goodness. But anything else y'all want to add to this therapy scene? Yeah, I feel like the therapy is unnecessary at this point.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
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 But anything that Tony would have gotten out of therapy that was really meaningful for his personal development, I think that ship is already gone. We've already passed that. All of this is just, how can I be a better criminal?
Yeah, and I think it speaks to your point too, Mo. You say he don't have that place. This is his place. This is really the only place he truly, genuinely gets to be like Tony Soprano.
Mm-hmm.
This is where he can like talk freely about Carmella, the boys, or whoever it may be. And Dr. Melfi's job is essentially not to judge him.
Mm-hmm.
So this is that place for him. That's why I feel like it's needed.
Mm. It could have worked. I'm glad that they kept it around because I mean I just enjoy looking at Lorraine Bracco, but
oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't want the therapy sessions to end. I just know they're not useful for Tony at this point.
Well, okay, so that's not what I mean. I mean like from a storyline standpoint, not from like a Tony standpoint, where like 2 years have passed and we know where it ends and what we feel about it when we get there. Do y'all feel like it could have been something like, it could have tied into the darker tone that Tony was already going at, or you feel like they needed to keep the therapy to have some light areas for him because of how dark it starts to get?
Yeah, you gotta keep it just because that's such a big part of the show. But because we all know in real life, after season one,
yeah,
there really shouldn't have been any more therapy. Once Melfi was on the lam, that should have been it. Like there should never be I'm taking him back situation.
Even when he tried to date her, like he was trying to mash her potatoes last season. Fresh, like
I've never heard that.
Prince of Tide, like
I've never ever in my life heard that terminology. I'm trying to mash her potatoes.
He was for sure.
That's just a wild way to put it.
That's some shit you hear. That's some shit you hear on. That's some shit you hear on Happy Days. I see Fonz and Richie having a conversation about man. Yeah, I'm trying to mash your potatoes.
I'm from the old school. All right. But yeah, like literally tried to date her, then called her, see you on next Tuesday. And then still took him back. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a little TV magic, but like I said, I'm glad to still see her. I'm glad to see her, period. So it was, and the way she came back here was really good. And shouts out to her on the doc. I did like what she spoke about, the acting method of like, you can't move your hands, you can't move this. Like she had to really dig deep to like be still, like, because she's playing so different from who she really is, So shout out to Lorraine Bracco, man. We go to the next scene. Tony meets with Johnny's brother-in-law, and trying to just giving them the update on everything. Carmela got her hands full. They're looking at the the glasses, the shades or whatever, the lokes, and pretty much Tony finesses him out of his sunglasses, like with no reason. I'm just doing it because I can. I'm having my way, like whatever, dude. Like
They so petty.
Yeah.
With this kid, she got the weight of the world on her.
I love how the writers are still making those jokes. Like the wait was season 4. Here we are, season 6, and they still having these moments.
Doing it.
Last season, remember he's like, "Hey,
the Maserati, yeah.
What does Jenny think about it?" I'm like, "Oh, she hasn't been in it yet." Oh, okay.
Got a low.
Okay, I told y'all the funniest. I told y'all when we talked in the episode, the funniest part about that scene was Tony's bigger, and Tony was struggling to get in that motherfucker. So he purposely asked, like, "How was Jenny think?" And getting dead well she ain't fitting in here, bro. And just the fact that he said something, her brother said, the kid's got the weight of the world on her. And this nigga, Tony just looked away like, man, this shit too easy.
Bro, the implication is.
Yeah, this shit too easy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, they finessed the hell out of him.
Definitely. Oh, yeah.
How do that come? Like, do he just leave it there? Or do he tell John about that? Like, you just count your glasses as a loss?
You got to, because John's in jail. If John's outside, you say something.
Yeah.
Maybe not, because that's not, bro, you a civilian, bro. Like, I'm not, this is what we do. Nigga, we hustle. Lock your shit up next time, bro.
If Johnny's out,
I don't know what else to tell you.
I think he tells him on some like, and Johnny.
They wouldn't have did it if John.
I don't think John does any. I don't think John said. Yeah, I don't think they would have. They just knew they could.
They wouldn't. Yeah.
Because you ain't about to bring this to John's
what you
table.
Gonna do?
Yeah, you ain't gonna bring this to John when he got a million other things going on. This nigga fighting for his life, bro. Like,
and literally, his assets are getting seized.
This scene is fascinating in the sense. Now I'm wondering, was they on that? Do you think they had a conversation about that before they went in there, or did all of them pick up on it and was like, you know what? Like or one of them gave another one a look and like, we finna take these, we finna hit him up.
Yeah,
like, you know that the unspoken shit that you have with your crew, like when all y'all realize something, niggas that you hang out with, all y'all realize something, ain't nobody said nothing. Like I wondered, did that happen, or did they talk about this and say we're gonna get a couple pair of glasses out of here too?
I think they went with Tony to follow Tony's lead.
They seen him doing it, and they was like, "Oh shit, we finna get us some too."
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because it's interesting because you've seen
you can see Phil and Chris in the back. I mean, I was gonna say you see Paul and Chris in the background, like trying this shit on.
Mm-hmm. And Paulie, we've seen him season 1. He's still the whole coffee maker. Like he'll still on his own take some bread or whatever. Like, but I think they definitely was following his lead. It's crazy. Paulie was a really low key in this episode, but
it's just the funniest part about all this is Tony actually looking for his wallet. It's like, oh man, I left my wallet. Like, bro, stop it.
Catch you next time.
Like the fact you ain't coming back in or nothing. Like that's like, oh, it's in the car, but we got to roll. Like, but Johnny and
what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna come follow me outside, nigga? Get the fuck back in there. Right. Get the fuck back in your hole.
Right. Oh, shit. Good callback. Good callback. But Johnny and his family in visitation, they talk about the beef still going on with the Hesh situation, and we find out Christopher wants Johnny's Maserati.
He'll pay cash.
I know he hated it, but it is what it is. Anything else y'all want to add to this scene?
I don't got enough on my fucking plate.
Yeah.
Did he call Phil the hairdo?
I think
no,
so.
He was talking about the hairdo is the other dude. The dude that caused the Hesh shit. The one that was in charge of Hesh getting
Gotcha.
Wait.
Because remember, he said Phil's name. He's like, I got something else Phil related.
Okay.
So he was talking about the hairdo was the dude that caused this whole shit.
We go to Phil Leotardo and Tony. They meet, and they settle on things. I feel like I'm skipping something. I think my thing is loading up, but
No,
they
that's
get
it. They go talk.
they get settled with Hesh about the Hesh's son-in-law in the Esplanade / park thing or whatever.
I see why they call him the hairdo now.
Yeah, let me take a I need to take a second look.
Yeah, it looked like what it is. I see it. So first of all, Phil was late to the meeting. Another sly joke in there. Like a lot of foreshadowing for Vito in this episode. He said, "I got mushrooms growing out of my ass," and Phil goes, "Sight I like to see."
Right.
That's a sight to see.
AIDS? No. It's a Paulie quote. This is not. Oh, this is okay. I thought never mind. There's a later scene I'll speak to a little bit more. But yeah, pretty much that. Okay. The dude with the blonde hair, the hairdo, he's the hairdo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely like look like an old Ken doll or something. Fair enough.
To be fair.
Yeah, I don't have nothing else to add to it though. But anything else y'all want to add to that? Quick little, like they settled it pretty quickly. And
what do you think about what he told Chris?
I don't think I have a note on it. What did he tell Chris?
Was he smart too? Like, well, Chris was saying that he caves for Phil, and Tony was like, "Well, the strategy is to keep him in check so this thing don't get crazy." Remember what Tony B did to his brother. I let him win some. You know what I'm saying? This is just egregious. I'm gonna let him have it.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris really didn't understand that.
Oh well, of course, yeah. Because Chris, again,
they got 200 hitters over there.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, and then you got to remember, this is what makes it so good because Phil still got heat for y'all because that was your cousin, but Chris got heat for him because y'all came and pulled up on me and grabbed my mom's up. So it really it's a lot that got to be kind of held down for a little bit, which makes so much sense later. I feel like for like the explosion of it all, but yeah, fair enough. I think Tony's making the right play.
I don't like. I will say this, and this happened multiple times. I don't like Vito always. I know his family. I don't like Vito always walking away with Phil when Phil leaves. Like it's like he's walking them out. Like what y'all talking about? What's going on, man? I already don't trust Phil.
All these little secret conversations niggas having. Yeah,
that's what's got to be empowering him somehow.
It is. Because that's 100% why he's talking like that.
Vito said some crazy shit in this episode.
Absolutely, and that ain't the only time.
Right.
He do some crazy shit in the next scene.
Yo.
Hold on. All right. So we get to the next scene. Eugene pulls up with some subs, sodas, and fries.
Them glizzies.
Yeah, them glizzies.
And some glizzies.
Yeah, them hot dogs. Yeah.
Some hot dogs. And Vito.
Damn.
Vito takes the hot dog with no bun.
Menacing behavior.
I think we're supposed to believe. I think we're supposed to believe that Vito's diet includes no bread.
No bread. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
But the writers know what they're doing, man. They funny.
Double entendre.
What a way to slide that in, Paul.
Dog. Listen,
with the diet, like you just said, with no bread, because I didn't even think of that.
I thought of that too.
Like, what type of lunatic eats a hot dog with no bread? Or like that. Like,
here's why I give you a pass. This is the only way, and y'all may not agree. I'll give you a pass if the hot dog is grilled and you got that pan of hot dogs, and you're like, all right, we're kind of holding off. Like you might break it off. Like, okay, I'm about to kind of real quick get a little snack. But like him, this is like a boiled hot dog, bro. There's no like.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Like a little snack
like
version of it.
You're getting the food off the grill, boom, you grab
got some char off of it. You know, I got a little char. It's like, all right.
And that hot dog is smaller. This nigga had a foot long.
This nigga had the 12.
Eating no condiments, no nothing. Like this nigga didn't put mustard on it. He ain't dipping in ketchup. That nigga just took a hot dog out of a box and bit it. That's insane.
No bev, no condiments.
Nothing. And walked off with the hot dog and was so happy. The nigga was full of joy. He was in his happy place.
You made my day. Like, nigga put a smile on his ass. Like, wow.
God, Jesus, man.
Like, bro, at least take the whole hot dog with the bun, and then later, whatever.
Yeah, you eat
like
that in the car, bro. Don't eat that in front of me.
Don't walk off. You walked off so confidently. Like, that's crazy.
Don't eat hot dogs with no buns in front of me, bro.
There's a hot take out there that says that Ralph knew the whole time, and that's why he kept jabbing him. at certain
I
moments.
told y'all what I thought.
Well, yeah, but like they said, Ralph
Him
like
and Ralph
kind
was
of.
fucking.
I don't think so. I think that's like a.
Telling you.
But I think it's an interesting thing. But I do think that maybe Ralph already knew, or something.
Because he was fucking him. That's how he
crazy.
knew.
I see. All right, we'll revisit that later. We'll get back to that for the record. But anything else y'all want to add to this scene? I mean, obviously, Chris pretty much says, "Hey, yo," like he pretty much little homied him, bro. He little homie, the homie that got made the same time as him,
and he older than him because he grew up with Tony.
him. He grew up with Tony. That's crazy. And Chris is just like, yeah, man, I need you to take that. I put in a good word for you. All right. That's crazy. And he still got the members only jacket on too.
Nigga, and Chris got snippy with him too. I got to clear with Vito, man. Vito gonna be cool with it, nigga. I'm telling you, man. Tony good with this nigga. It's coming from Tony, niggas coming from me. I'm a captain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, why you asking me so many questions, nigga?
Yeah, right, nigga.
Yo, Chris
take your order and ride out, man.
Yeah, he frustrated. He want to drink. That's why he's like, hey, listen, I'm sober. Just do what I tell you. Don't make me say it twice. Like,
I love how we said it, man. You want me to collect? Nah, that time's gone, nigga. It's final. That ship sailed, man. It's final notice time.
And this scene is so good because it shows how, like, I know Chris not his real cousin, but they're just the niggas that have it and the niggas that don't. Like, Chris know the Florida thing not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But since that's your little thing, that's the carrot that I'm gonna use to get you to do this. I'll put a good word in with T. Like the ones that know how to use that lifestyle and just be manipulative and just live full out gangster shit. Like, I'm gonna use this. He's a lame. I'm gonna use him and get whatever I can get out of him. Like they rolled by and seen the glass of wine, and well, I don't know if it happened yet, but
yeah,
just seeing any opportunity to take advantage of somebody and they do it. That's what Chris did in this scenario.
No honor amongst thieves.
Yeah.
That's it. This whole thing is that.
And that's what separates the good ones from the great ones.
Yeah. And this is where we're, again, getting darker, where it's like isolated. There's no sense of, brotherhood in regards to, like, we look out for one another. Like, it's really every man for himself. Speaking to the end at the end concept that continuously drive. This season is the definitive season for that. We get Tony, and he's milling at their favorite spot, Dolo. What do y'all think that means?
We men, man. I was hungry. I wanted something to eat. What are we talking about?
Is this
Would your wife be mad at you if you did that?
Yes,
yeah. Probably, like, not so much that I ate there, so much that I didn't ask you first. Like, yo, do you want me to bring you something? That'd probably be more the thing. It won't be like.
What if I ain't gonna be home for a minute?
You just ain't gonna know.
So you just want to tell her.
Yeah, like if I ain't gonna be home for a minute, I ain't going to, and I'm going to our spot. Like I'm about to sit down real quick. I'm about to eat my.
That's the part. Why bring it up? I'm not even.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring it up. But here's the thing. I'm going to drive you in a different direction. Like when I get home, it was like, oh, we want to eat somewhere else. I'm driving you somewhere else. Like I'm going to do everything to keep us from going back there because I already ate there and I don't want to eat again. Like, I'm doing everything. I seriously, like, I'm not gonna be like, babe, you know what? Let's let it marinate. Let's preserve it. Let's preserve. That's our spot. Like we don't want it to get old too quick. Let's go try.
You don't want to go in there and they be like, oh, 2 times one day, and they be like, oh,
exactly.
Shit.
Like, yo,
they blowing up the spot, man. Chill out.
The spot, like,
the easiest way to play that is just call it. Oh man, I'm over here by our spot. I'm gonna go in here. I wish you was out this way. I won't be home for a while, so I can't bring you. And like the easiest play is to call and tell her.
Yeah, just like okay, that's fair. I like that.
Yeah, man, that's up there with watching the show. That's like you and your girl watching the show.
Question. That's exactly where I was going. Like, do I wait to watch the next episode without her, or do I hold up? Like my wife.
And if you do watch that next episode, you don't say shit. You act surprised.
Like you ain't seen it. Nigga.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's crazy.
Or you just got to make sure you go back on the stream back to that episode and not have you ready to watch the one after, and you be like, hey, why is it on episode 7? I thought we was on 6.
Somebody must have our login, but
playing. Yeah, they kept playing.
Somebody logged in. Somebody got our login. Let me change the password real quick.
They're trying to burn us. She trying to burn us.
Yeah, let me change the password real quick. Make sure this so happens over there.
Yo, changing the password to cover up the fact I went and watched the next episode. without you. The level of commitment, dude.
That's dedication right
That
there.
is
That's
dedication.
right
And say, hey, babe, I need to change the password. Somebody definitely finesse our stuff because we clearly was on episode 6. Like, that is wild, dude. Wow.
That shit funny.
That is. My wife is notorious. She leave me behind every time. That's why I said, bro, I'm not starting shows with you no more. Because you do this all the time. Like, I be having the respect for it, and she'd be like, I'm out.
That's funny.
Straight up. We get a small scene, Eugene and his wife, and they talk they talk to a realtor about the house in Florida. They still excited. He's still in, like, clearly he's living in Tess' dream because he really thinks that there's a chance. And he's into it, And they pretty much, that's pretty much the scene. They talk to the realtor trying to kind of finesse the price or whatever. The only thing I'll say about this scene that I wanted to add is I feel like whoever shot it, they held it too long. It just feel like the scene was slightly like the chemistry between them two. I don't think is that good as far as the like intimate part of it. Because when they were hugging each other, it seems like it's a little too long. Like they let the camera linger too long. They should have chopped that a little bit. But
weak ass kiss.
Yeah, it was super mad weak. I'm like, man, Eugene don't know what to do with that, bro. Come on.
Yeah, man, weak ass kiss. I'm about to buy you a multi-million-dollar mansion. You give me that weak ass, bro.
Give me a pick.
Bro, you better act like you know. Act like you know. Like, come on, man.
But Eugene can't sell it.
That's
a loser.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
a loser.
He is. We'll go to the next scene, Tony and Carmela. Before that, though, Tony is getting on the scale. He's weighing himself. I feel like this is kind of a meta moment, just kind of acknowledging that we know that, James Gandolfini has gained a bunch of weight over the break of the series, just living good, eating good or whatever. I think they just kind of got that in there, just to get it out the way. No words needed, no extra. We just know that's there. Getting on the scale numerous of times is hilarious, though.
Taking off multiple clothes.
Yeah, just
to get to the taking off shit to get to the number you want to see.
Yeah, or a number you can be okay with. I just need to be 3 pounds less. I'm good with that. Now, so I used to look at this scene as Carmela was tripping. Like when I watched this the first few times, I used to look at it like she was tripping. But now I see this as this kind of small commitment thing that Carmela's just looking for. Like, as much as it's small to say don't go to the restaurant without me, it's a small commitment. Like we talk about the TV show thing. And she said, like, remember when he poured the cold water on her while she was in the shower? He's like, remember you said you wouldn't do that no more? I'm just asking, can you keep your word for once? You know what I'm saying? Even though I guess it was OD on like, babe, relax. It's one joke. You know what I mean? But I think that's one of those small commitments. Like, okay, I thought this is our new thing, kind of, and you kind of just you disregarded it. So I respect it a little bit more. Normally I look at this stuff as nagging, but I get kind of what it is. I know you're going to be your Gumar, but don't bring your horse in this house. You know what I'm saying? So she know he going to get busy and do what he going to do, but let this be our thing. And I think even then he was just like, whatever.
So, I just think this was typical woman behavior. That's how women act. Bro.
And
I don't think that. And again, not complaining about it. Like we got shit that we do as men, which is like that's a man being a man. What I did take from this is you brought up the water, which was a good one. That one was rooted. Her bitching about that was rooted in a lot of other stuff. This one was more genuine to what you're saying. Is just, I thought this was our thing. Like she said, who did you go with? Probably expecting maybe one of the guys you wanted to put him on or something. Like she wasn't suspecting him of like cheating going there somewhere, but it was more authentic to the commitment of them together and not her suspecting something else. I don't think that she suspected anything nefarious was going on. This is just, you know what I'm saying? Just like if you watch a TV show without your girl, same thing. But yeah, I thought this scene was good in showing like where they were. I can't really tell if she was mad at the end or just kind of disappointed. Then he looked at a funny kind of way. I don't really know what that interaction was about. But up until that point, it just seemed like an honest, like not too serious moment, but like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, fucked up. So I liked it. Speaks to where their relationship is now.
Anything you want to add to it, Rick?
No. It's perfectly said.
Okay. We go to the next scene. Eugene whacks Teddy. Is this the spot from season 1 that Abe and Chris were?
A hit is a hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like it, but I don't think so.
Okay. Y'all listeners, hit us up if
that was a burger spot. I don't remember the glass in that. I don't know. I could be wrong.
It's the angle they shot it though, because
it
seemed like they were like the other way. It really looks like that spot. They got some spicy hot wings.
Whose welfare check I got to cash to get some service around here?
Yeah, I came here for the burger.
This is out of town though, right? This not in Jersey. Because remember, Chris said somebody hit them up. What was he from? Chris
Boston.
Just said it. Yeah, so he
dude from Boston told him. Yeah, I don't know if he's in Boston or just said something about Boston.
Like, I thought that he needed to go because he got a map too. He wiped the blood on the map. I think he had to drive to Boston.
It had to be somewhere. Yeah, you're right. Fair enough. Yep. Good call. Because he had but yeah, so he kills him. Something from I hate trying to text message before, but I save it. It may be something. I'm gonna save it for Made in America. Ain't no point in bringing it here. But what was your interpretation of him having blood on his face and then the blood, he wiped his face and then put the blood on the map?
Blood in, blood out, my nigga. I'm about to retire. Fuck out of here. You dying in this shit.
Yeah,
I ain't take nothing from it other than clearly it meant something because this is the Sopranos, but I ain't really.
I just looked at it like no matter where you go, blood will be shed. Like rather you're never gonna live this regular life you think you're gonna live. You're gonna either have to kill somebody or you're gonna be killed. But wherever you go, blood will be shed.
I always laugh at the Teddy S, who got shot in the scene. I always find it fascinating the awareness of people, right? This nigga looks up and say, "Hey," like, but nah, the man's like, obviously they've seen each other before, because dude was like, "Hey," like I recognize you, hey, but when the first thing you think is like, why is this gangster all the way up here, and how is he? There's no coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's here right now looking at me, especially when I know I owe motherfuckers money. Like, why is my first reaction like, "Hey, come on, bro, you should know that's your time up."
Man, it's because them wings were so good, bro. Them wings was
getting busy.
This nigga ain't thinking I'm about to die.
That spot got some good food. I can tell you that.
I promise you that them wings was
hitting. I know them wings fire.
I did not think I was getting
macaroni and cheese right there.
All that.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Man,
with the breadcrumbs on them joints.
Man,
come on.
Listen.
He had no idea. He thought it was all
fire food.
Man, like he was getting to it, boy. I didn't think
he was almost to your point, Rich. He was almost happy that my man knew about the spot. Oh, you know about this spot?
Yeah,
too?
Exactly. That's what it was. Like, hey, bro, you like their wings too?
They wings fire.
Hey, bro, what's your favorite flavor?
Shit.
Definitely, bro. Like that's
bro,
how
they got the 5-piece chicken with the fries and soda for $6.95. That's a lick.
Loving it.
Man, come on, listen. And the full wings too.
Nigga, talk about a last meal.
Yeah, and that nigga, hey,
bro, it's crazy. We go to our next scene. Carmela goes to Jenny Sachs to see if she wants to go have a spot date.
It's so
Carmela ain't shit,
dog.
Petty. God, it's so petty.
She ain't got nothing better.
She ain't shit.
Got nothing better to do. She pulls up just to flex on her.
Just to flex. Oh, your husband in jail?
Knowing I just that they're getting seized. Their stuff is getting seized as we speak.
Oh, man.
My nephew, cousin, Chris is trying to get your husband's car right now, and you're pulling up with a new car. Like, oh, I thought we were going to spot. You ain't calling nothing. Like, she is nuts. That's why I love Angie bumping Cyril, and I can't wait to get there. Because Carmela is wild. Because she don't. Again, it's this darker thing where nobody has people that really care about each other. Nobody really cares about each other. And now it's emphasized in this season 6. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just emphasized so much more. She's like, oh yeah, I thought we would drive up and this and that. Oh, this is your new car. Like, oh yeah,
The look
She did
back was
the double look back.
disgusting.
The double look
The
and
double look
and
back.
the point
That
on
was
the joint.
gross.
Oh yeah, that right there. Oh, this old
That
thing
was
type.
Like I thought she looked back and said, "Oh, I thought we could drive. Is that new?
Dog.
Oh, the car. Like,
bro,
come
and
on,
then
stop
she hit her
playing.
with
that's
the cheesy
nasty.
face, and Carmela's, and then Carmela's like fresh. You know what I'm
Portia
saying?
Cayenne. Hey, Cayenne, like the pepper.
Like the
fuck
pepper.
out of here, man. Get the
Like,
fuck
yeah,
out my
stop
set, man.
playing with my language right now. Like, and then she hit her with the cheesy smile. She come over fresh, and it looks like Jenny Sacknon got her makeup on. Like, she just really like on some like, yeah,
I'm just flexing on you.
You know how niggas do it. That's something light.
This was some black folks. This was some nigga shit, right?
This is
Yeah,
black
some nigga
folk
shit.
behavior right here. Just to be like, oh, y'all, this thing, oh yeah, nah, bro. It was, I ain't doing too much. This is black people behavior.
Little
It's
light,
light.
you know what I'm saying?
Little light work.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Actually, this my what they call it? This my daily right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just my little get from A to B right here. Like, all right, bro.
I don't remember when I got that, man. Listen, it ain't been that long, man.
And
I
just been letting it
you know what I'm
sit.
saying?
I just been letting it sit. I figured I start driving it around. Like,
Nigga, shut
That's
up.
nasty.
I hate when people do that. Get away from me immediately. You are a liar. Like I don't believe you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Carmela's wild for that, man. She was waiting to get
that.
that. And why Jenny? Why?
Nasty work.
You got other friends. You could have went to Rosalie. Like you could have went to.
But she don't want them to feel like she wanted Jenny to feel. She wanted Jenny to know, like, nigga,
Because she
think Jersey, y'all think Jersey just a glorified Clue? I'm pulling up in the Porsche.
Yeah.
Like Rosalie them know she already the boss to them. Like that's
true,
you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to prove. This the Don of New York, one of they 5 families. This his wife who in jail now. So I gotta go live. Yeah, I just a little light something since y'all live out this way, you know.
Is this our first time seeing Carmela at the Sacramone house?
No, they had the housewarming.
They had a
party there. Because Ralphie was still around.
Yeah, but was Carmela there though? I don't remember Carmela being there.
Chris and Adriana was there. Carmela had to be there. It's like Curtis. Because they brought gifts. Carmela brought a gift.
Okay, that's a little vague for me, but yeah. So that must have been like season 4.
4, Ralph was up.
It had to be
when
4,
he bought the house. When he bought the house.
Yep, so 4.
Remember, they didn't even have no houses in the backyard. It was all land.
All landscape, yep.
Man, ways away. We go to the next scene. We're at the Bada Bing, and Vito is we get Silvio's reading the paper, and Vito is again just being that annoying person that like all of a sudden he's enlightened and now wants to enlighten everybody. With his weight loss and everything. Just mad annoying. Then we get finally a solo moment between Seal and Eugene. So pretty much he makes the joke about what the magazine says, and pretty much Silvio says, "Hey, that Florida thing, it's a no-go." He said, "Hey, it's not my department." What do y'all think about this?
It's how it's supposed to work out.
Shout out to old girl coming back to let Vito know he was in the handicap spot, for one.
Fucking guys here again.
Right. Man's a former judge. Seal's face when Vito's talking, that's the definition of, hey, bro, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Bro.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you're talking
Why
about,
you
bro.
talking to me, nigga?
Like, yeah, straight up, bro. Go somewhere. But I love how, and this goes to what we said earlier, we knew, as viewers, we knew Tony had his answer as soon as, that. So the fact he strung him along, and then Deaton even gave him the news, he told Seal to tell him.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's Seal's job. Like, you do this so I can still be in favor, even though it was my decision, so he won't hate me as much.
Pretty much.
And he said it's okay. He told a corny joke, and they said it in the passing, like, hey, by the way, your Florida thing.
That Florida thing? Not happening.
Nah, not about to do it. And we don't know it at the time, but obviously we find out later. Like I said, he's getting it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like he hears the same thing from 2 different sides of the law.
Yeah.
And I just think that's fascinating.
Double entendre.
And it's another one separating an average gangster from a good one to a great one. Seal just used him too. Like it shows that Chris used him. He was like, well, I just did that thing. So like, You got shit
It's
to
not
do
my
with me.
department. I don't know. I
Not
don't even
my
know what you're
You
talking
telling
about.
me that? Boy, ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about.
And the coldest shit is, can I at least talk to Tony about it? I wouldn't bother him with it. He's out on a new boat. Come on, bro. Stop fucking. I should murk you.
Dog.
Facts.
You're just mad because today you suckers got served. Like, literally, after that, we go to the next scene and Tony is riding around in Stugatz 2. Huh?
Stugatz
2. I got a sequel
Tony
boat.
eating. Tony eating.
I have a sequel boat.
This man bought a boat and a car in the same week.
Ooh.
Cayenne like
Like,
the
come
pepper.
on.
Crazy.
What we talking
Cayenne
about?
like the pepper.
And then Vito comes back talking about something. It's not crazy when you think about it. I'm the top. Hey, bro, I should take this pool stick and
get your LL Cool J on.
I was about to say in too deep one, but I'll
Yeah,
say
like,
something else past that.
What are you
Love
on?
it. Love it.
Like,
think about
we
it.
didn't see him slap niggas for less than what Vito did just now. We didn't see
you
that.
talking about Eugene?
Yeah. We didn't see Eugene slap people for less when he smacked
Lil Pauly.
Lil Pauly for the joke.
Well, yeah, but that was coming at him. Like, that's coming at
But
him.
still, bro,
He not
this
gonna
nigga
smack.
just came and told me my life's dream is not about to happen. And you come to telling me about a fucking heart attack. Like, bro, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. Get away from me.
Yeah, but then he wanted to smack him because it ain't. I think he has a different issue.
Again, he smacked Lil Pauly for less.
Nah, but again, Little Pauly and Sint came at him. Vito just talking.
I wasn't even. But look though, I wasn't even in a bad mood. You called me when we just sitting here chilling, and I cracked a bottle over your head for an indirect joke.
No, it wasn't.
I just got life-changing.
It wasn't indirect. I'm talking about you should know, sweetie.
True. It wasn't.
Like, they ain't no indirect, nigga. I'm talking to you.
You should know, sweetie.
Nigga, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you talking about? You can,
But
me,
no,
you, and
still,
Rich
we
can
chilling,
ignore
though.
somebody. We can ignore somebody.
chilling,
They
though.
talking like, hey, you never know, dog. I might be the next one. We can ignore that. Like, all right, whatever, nigga. Like, I got to figure this out.
Fuck
But
that,
when
nigga. I
somebody
might hit
talking
with
to
one of
you,
these
talking
pool
about.
balls, nigga. Fuck you talking about, man. I don't give a fuck about no heart attacks and shit right now. Nigga, my wife on my ass. We trying to go to Florida.
And
man.
that's really all it is. It's
Nigga.
about his wife for real. Like,
I've talked about this before. That the scene in Bad Boys, nigga, when Will was doing, or Mike Lowry was doing the whole like, I'm acting like I'm on the phone with your wife.
oh man,
And nigga, them niggas came, the two partners, man, came up to Mark and started telling, hey man, damn, today ain't that kind of day. Leave me the fuck alone. That's one of them moments. Like, hey, it ain't that kind of moment right now, bro.
there you go.
Like,
it ain't like
back
that.
the fuck up. It ain't nope. This ain't the time for none of that shit, bro. I promise you. You keep talking to me, I promise.
Yeah.
Made man, no made man. I promise I'm putting hands on you.
Yeah, we getting all the way through there. All the way
And
through
you talking about some bullshit that don't nobody care about.
Yeah.
Not just me. Don't nobody care about this shit.
Only you care about this.
Only you think there's a possibility, but this ain't even where it
That's
stops
funny.
with Vito. He gonna really get greedy on that. But yeah, Tony's on Stugatz too. He gets a call from Barbara, and pretty much saying Uncle June, yada yada yada, ain't good. You know, somebody got to come over here. And all I wanted to say is, Barbara's such a flake. Yeah, I know they recast. It's a different sister, you know, from the original, but she's just such a flake. That's all I had.
I didn't even know that was a different lady.
I can definitely.
Yeah, we talked about it last season.
Yeah.
I brought it up last season. One
That's
thing
how
that I
little
think
she is in here.
Yeah, she's only got nine episodes in the whole series.
I still like the original better.
But y'all had came back. If he was Tony.
Well, here's the thing. This is exactly what I was about to point out. This shows Tony's soft spot for Bard. Little sis.
Yep.
Like, even the way she calls him big brother. She doesn't call him Tony. Hey, big brother. Like, she can get away with this shit because she's little sis. She's not a part of none of this bullshit. Like, if that was Janice, like, she doesn't, it's almost like she's too innocent to share in my misery.
Yep.
Like, I'm not even gonna bring you into this because you innocent and you don't deserve this and the whole nine. If that was Janice that said, hey, I gotta run. Hey, figure that shit out. Where the fuck Bobby at? Call somebody. Nah, I'm not getting off this boat. But since it was Barb, that's the only reason he left.
Something just hit me as you were explaining that. It makes sense. A lot more of Tony's personality makes sense since I don't know why. I knew he was the middle child, but I never really thought of him as the middle child. But now a lot of the shit that go on psychologically with him is a lot of the stuff that they say about middle children. When Dr. Melfi is talking about him like feeling like he don't get enough attention and having to be the person to solve all the problems, because middle children are usually overlooked. You have the older one and you have the baby, but the middle child usually have to fend for themselves, in which we see Tony doing a lot in this series. So it makes a lot of sense.
You think about the Libya phrase, what you know, What makes you so special?
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know what I mean?
that's usually the treatment that middle children get.
Yeah.
The baby's the baby. The oldest was the first.
Yep.
The middle child is just the middle child.
Yep. Shout out to J. Cole. Nah, ain't no shout out to J. Cole. Nigga, Cole losing sleep on this. Yeah. I would say too, I think it's important for Tony to like still stay connected to even in this darker era we're going to. I think that the civilian touch still matters to Tony in some way. Somewhere in his psychological thinking, that big bro, like y'all said, and her being like she ain't even a part of this at all. I think that matters to him because in his mind, he still cares a little bit about what they think. Those that are like civilian in some way, he still cares a little bit about what Meadow thinks she's not a part of this. You know, AJ, you know, a little bit. You know, he still cares. Melfi, you know, to some degree. I think that civilian touch is still there, but I mean, it just doesn't line up, and eventually will get worse and worse of, you know, where Tony goes. But yeah, I think, you know, that's why I think he was able to quickly say, all right, I got it. You know what I'm saying? But now we get to the next thing, and Tony pulls up on Janice and Bobby, and they have a family discussion. And
this makes me want a train set.
It always does.
It look cool, like the how the shit set up and stuff.
It do.
I know y'all talking about the train set, man. I'd have fucking flipped that train set over if I was Tony.
Nigga,
you know how mad I'd have been. You know how mad I'd have been. This the reason why y'all niggas can't go over there, bro, because you out here playing with fucking your grown ass out here playing with fucking trains. And shout out to Bobby. I know he said, man, it's my hobby, Jen. That's why you gotta belittle it. Like, I ain't trying to do that.
And she's like, you had to put a hat on though.
Hey, Tony's face,
but also
bro,
too, Tony was doing his hobby. Like, what to Tony's question to him, like, what makes your time more important than mine? Nigga, you out on a boat. You ain't doing shit.
Because it goes back to what I said earlier, the way he views what's manly and what's not.
True.
You packing up the kids shit isn't manly. I'm on a boat, nigga. You playing with toys, nigga.
Don't do none of that crap.
Yeah, man. Like, get you a big boy. Go buy a train. Go buy a truck or something. Go do it that way. Yeah, you in a garage playing with toys, and this is the reason you can't. Come on, bro. Stop it.
Pause, man.
And he made
in the garage playing with toys.
This nigga. She called him and told him she had to leave versus going straight to Junior house. And I don't know the vicinity in which they lived each other. Yeah. He made a point to stop at their house first, knowing the Junior.
Because I got to see what the fuck is going on. That's why y'all can't doing it. Yeah, I got to see from my own two eyes why the fuck y'all can't go over here.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to see. I got to get it's got to be a legitimate reason. That's why I love the acting by James Gandolfini when he comes up. His facial expression, like he's like so pissed off. He really look like I know I ain't seeing what I'm seeing. Like I know this nigga. Come on, man. Stop fucking playing, bro. Stop fucking playing with me. That's why you can't watch something.
And I'm not giving Bobby that luxury of like, oh, this is my hobby, bro. You ain't even been in the field for real, bro. Like you ain't got.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Nah,
you know, Bobby, my guy. That's not fair.
Bump that.
What just you mean been in the field?
What has he done? He ain't.
What does he had to do? He done everything he had to do. Y'all made. They the one that made him babysit Junior. He didn't ask for that job.
Okay,
He been asking him to do shit.
Okay, so what you need a hobby for? You talk about you trying to make more bones. You trying to get your envelopes up. You trying to do all this. This is what you're doing.
Yeah, I got to get my mind.
Now Tony should be the one having a train set.
Nah, I don't agree with you there. I think.
Now
I got a soft spot for Bobby.
Yeah, it's your bias, but later should Bobby? Yes. Now, no. What have you done? You've been a babysitter.
I'm married to the boss's sister, so
you chose her. You could have took Mikey Palmisi's ex. You know what I'm saying? You could have took her, and Mikey Palmisi. I mean, I hate to say it, but she couldn't sell it. She couldn't sell it, but she was kind of a rollover. Like Mikey Palmisi was talking kind of crazy to her. Like he's like, hey, would you shut up? Like, and she was just like, well, I mean, she went back and forth with him, but like you wanted a certain kind of woman, you could have went that way if you felt like you wanted to control. You're with Janet Soprano, bro. Did you see what she did to Ralphie? Huh? Like, come on, dog.
I mean, she said
she pushed that nigga down the stairs. That's what she did to Ralphie.
Don't nobody know that. No, and she didn't push him down the stairs.
Ralphie? Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Get out!
That's true.
Yeah.
And she did that for Bobby. She did that so
she did it to get with Bobby.
And then she shot Richie.
What are you gonna do? Shoot me?
Yeah, exactly.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy. That nigga was banging her with a gun to her head. That is crazy.
It should be you.
Shit,
It should be you.
It's crazy. Hey, you know what? You talk about motivation. If you tell me it should be you, you talk about leftovers of mashed potatoes. You gotta have plenty of bowls. You don't tell me it should be you.
All right, on a whole nother level.
I'm not. What is the next scene? I don't even know how to
on a whole
respond
nother
to that.
level. I love Tony's like just overall disgust because they got to take the baby. They got to take the baby to the preschool meeting, I love Janice is on some like nobody was more competitive at this shit than AJ with than Carmelo with AJ.
Look how that shit worked out.
Yeah, look at a lot of good that did. Bro. And obviously, the highlight of this scene to me is when Janice talks back, like because Bobby's like, "Hey man, you know I'll do it," and Tony's like, "Man, fuck it, y'all up here playing with trains and going to taking a 15-month-year-old to preschool shit." And she said, "You're the one opposed to assisted living." This nigga looks at Janice and then stares down Bobby.
Man, you gotta talk.
Man, you gotta talk, nigga. Like I done told you multiple times to get her in order.
Yeah, but he's so silly.
My response to that would always be, "But nigga, that's your sister."
Yep.
Like she been like this your whole life, you know it.
Yeah.
How the fuck I'm supposed to contain it?
Exactly.
But then he can say what you doing.
But that was still funny though. Janice talking about. I mean, did you have to wear the hat? Was like because you.
That was great,
dog. I get the commitment. You're into it. This is your hobby. You're into it, and I get like when you're into something, like you say, "Hey, yo, I gotta have the right headphones. I gotta have a microphone.
Yeah, but
I gotta have the
when
swivel.
Your thing is your thing, man.
But the hat is wild, bro.
It's like if you like collecting sports cards or some shit. Like it's certain like you got little rituals and shit that you do.
I mean, but what do you
should have been the book a certain way?
Yeah, but like, bro, like
it's like the niggas that dress up when the comic book movie shit come out. When Star Wars come out, and they go to the theater in full gear. When niggas Black Panther came out, niggas was Wakanda forever.
Niggas had definitely put on African garb, like all of that. Yeah, but still, it's. I don't know. I guess it's like people that it's like you got the rich type of sports fans that you and your guy y'all gonna have on Bengals gear from head to toe, and then you got the other sports fans like, yo, I'm about to paint my face.
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
like all right, bro.
Oh, so you think the hat is the equivalent of painting your face?
Yes, there's a Seinfeld episode about that. Yeah, it's like all right, bro. All right, I get it. I do. I get it. You're rooting, but like, is this really gonna push them forward because your face painted, dog?
It's just because I enjoy it though. It's like this is my thing. Some people get into their things.
I do respect it though. To be honest, like that level of commitment, I do respect. But it's still just wild.
That's like bumper stickers.
Yep, exactly. Like bumper stickers. Like, oh, you really?
I care about this shit this much. Or really
the flag in the flag on the truck.
Yeah, that's a whole other statement. But that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing.
Listen to me. The
flag on Florida.
I live in Florida. It's wild out here in Florida. Listen to me. It is wild in Florida, nigga. Trust me. But anyway, let me try to get us through this thing. We get Carmela and Angie. They meet for dinner. And, you know, they chopping it up, having some basic little conversation. But Angie, like her whole demeanor and everything, she looks like she's in her fly bag. We find out that.
Good earner now.
Oh, she's definitely a good earner. No more sausage samples. Spike gonna say it? You always say the phrase.
I couldn't even do nothing but look with pause.
No, you say the same thing every time.
Sausage samples is crazy.
It's crazy. That's it.
I know it. I know the lyric. Yeah, sausage samples.
You always say that every time. Like Sal's always see. that's a Spike quote right there.
Spikeism.
Yeah, definitely. Every time selling sausage samples is crazy.
It is.
But we find out Artie's getting back with Charmaine.
She didn't even tell him.
I still crazy. I think about Tony mashing her like in his dream, and he was good with it. But anyway, that's a dream. We get a short pan. Eugene and his wife are trying to change the plan, and his wife is sad, but it just gets me kind of like, who you married. You know what I mean? Like it's not a secret to her. Like she's almost
money's supposed to change that though. She thought.
Yeah, she a little goofy for that though. She was just goofy for that. Like you married a mob guy. He was a made guy 4 years ago. and you're like, you should whack Tony. Like, it's like you don't even understand how this thing works. You know what I'm saying? She know he killed people. She already knows he killed people. You think I don't know that? Like, she already, you know. And then she brings out the fact that like their son has been taking steroids or heroin or.
Yeah. And he's trying to come up with solutions.
That's what
it
I
ain't
didn't
like he just like, fuck it, we not doing it. Like we can move here, and like he's trying to come up with solutions, and she's just not. Yeah.
And I really don't like that when that happens in a relationship, when they just like, bro, I'm trying to find a way to appease to you. Please give me some room. And it's just like nothing's good enough. That bothers me so much because it's like you don't understand. I'm doing, and she don't even know he's a rat as well, and so he's being tied in multiple directions. But anything else you want to add to? Oh, you on mute, bro.
I guess they really did only have $2 million because he said it like we got the money.
He said that to her. Yeah.
That makes him even more of a bozo.
Yeah, he really thought him and Tony was. You thought it was one way, but it's the other way.
Yeah, man.
Why did she like her saying you should put a bullet through his head, and it seeming being literal, like she's honestly saying that, but then he says he's the boss and she's like the boss of what? How the fuck do you think I have the capability to put a bullet through a nigga head if you don't know what he the boss of? I don't like, you know what we do, and you know that would be damn that's suicide for me trying to go shoot Tony.
It's a
stereotype. She knows what he. Yeah.
It's a stereotype.
And it's offensive.
No, it's offensive, and there is no mafia. Yeah, it is kind of like, all right, you know, but yeah, I get it, you know. I guess it's just like, where did you think this was gonna go? Like, you think there was gonna be a retirement plan? There's gonna be a 401k? Like, it's so weird. Like, she's pressing him so crazy. Even then, I think he was almost like, I think maybe there's one more scene where he's like, you can go ahead and, you know, hey, if y'all can go first, or we can get a vacation, a resort home out there, like, you know what I'm saying, or we can get a spot out here. He was trying to come up with something. I thought some of the stuff was legitimate, but it's probably just me mansplaining. I thought it was some legitimate concepts, like, hey, y'all can go out to Florida, or maybe
y'all buy the house, I'll come visit you. I mean, I'll not come visit, but you know, I'll be between here and there.
Yeah, you know what it is, but you know, I don't know. I will say this. Well, I'll wait till we get to our last Eugene scene.
Ever.
Dang. Wow. Right.
Last Eugene scene ever.
Right.
They gave a nice run on the way out. This is the most he got in any episode.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm gonna speak to that a little bit more. But yeah, I didn't get to say much. I don't think it's a whole lot with the Carmela. And I know we already said it, but I did like Angie got to. Carmela seen her in the store. We already passed this, but I didn't get to speak to it. Carmela seen her in the store years ago selling saucy samples. Now to see it's like, oh yeah, Tony got me this. Oh yeah, that's cool. I got my own whip. Yeah, I went ahead, just gone ahead and bought it. You know, outright cash. And like how that resonated. You're trying to get a whole house built. I got a business over here, and I bought my own whip. Like, I just love that she has such a come up story. That's fire. So I didn't get to say that. Shout out to Angie bumping Sarah, because we definitely laughed and joked on her a lot for, you know, how everything's played out. So I want to give her credit there. So shouts out to Angie making a come up and being a big dog.
Fuck her and that dog.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Why you gonna do it like that? We clown her so much. I mean, he ain't beat up her car with a bat. Like, come on, she flexing. You're flexing.
You're flexing.
Because especially Carmela was acting. Like, come on. Like when she was acting with Jenny, come on. Like, you tried to get that off again. No, sir. No,
not
sir.
Me.
The Kimby Montumbo. We get.
This is the.
Yeah, what's up? No, go ahead.
Nice the Nick scene.
Okay, you talking about Uncle Junior watching TV?
Yeah. Well, no, the one out. Never mind.
Okay.
What I'll say, you'll come to it.
Okay. Well, Uncle Junior's watching TV. I didn't bring up the actual movie. There's some significance there, but I'm not going to get into it.
I think he thought he was in that movie later on.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that, from that scene that was going on, if you pay attention to the dialogue of what's happening, later on, he thinks he's in that movie.
Wow. That's crazy. Not crazy that he's that way, but it's just crazy in the sense that it's shocking. Let me say that.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, for people that have conditions like that. But Tony pulls up at this time of night, and I thought it was commendable from Tony. You know, this is one of the few light moments we still have left from Tony in this season and in this era in which he lives.
You got to have a home
Makes
health
sense.
nurse.
Yeah, you got to
If
do
you're
something.
not, if
They
you're
do.
not gonna put him in assisted living, I'm not. And I'm not to sound like, of course, that's his uncle, and you want to make sure he's taken care of. But I'm not going over there for safety reasons in the middle of the night. Like I'm not doing that. Like he's not sitting there in the middle of the night just watching TV, waiting on me to come. Like somebody should have been with him.
Mm-hmm.
So that all what Janet's saying is makes sense. If we're not putting him in a home or a retirement community, then we have somebody that's going to be sitting here watching him, like they did with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had that nursing company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know. I forget
somebody
what they
should
said
have been there
mentioned.
with Junior.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he'll walk off. He'll do, But yeah, we go to the next thing. Eugene, he's at it again, pretty much, and this is where he tried to come up with another approach. And I feel like this is just a really accurate scene that how men really do. We try to figure out the best way to appeal to our woman, our relationship, or whoever our significant other is. And do y'all think she's been unreasonable? That's all I want to
Yes.
ask.
As a man, yes, but I could see where she would feel the way that she felt because he sold her a dream. Like you should have been real from the front. Like monitoring expectations is half the battle in relationships or with anything. And the expectation should have never been we're getting this $2 million and we're moving to Florida. The expectation should have been a lot lower. That's perfect scenario. Like he should have met her expectations that, well, yeah, we're getting this money and we'll be able to do this stuff on investments. Moving to Florida may be a stretch. I don't know if we're going to be able to make that happen because you know what I do. But if we can make it happen, then that's fantastic. But the expectation was, oh, we're going to get this money and we just out. Like that should have never been the expectation. And that's on him as a man for letting her think that.
That's fair. You know what? They should have moved to Italy first.
I would have dipped. I would have went anywhere.
Like that's what I'm saying. They should have quietly moved to Italy because you ain't gonna you don't have the connections out there like that.
I would have got a new identity and everything, bro. Like the feds.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm getting out of the U.S. so you can't even try to like call in here and try to make the connection. Like I'm not even in the North America. I'm in Italy. I'm out there with Furio, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna move to Florida. Like if you got $2 million, you can absolutely make that happen. Like for sure. You may not have as much coming back, but you still can,
Sure.
But yeah, I think a little unreasonable. Like just because again, you know who you married. You know what I'm saying? But we'll go to the next scene. This is where we get the big reveal that Eugene is working with the feds. And I don't know, have y'all considered where y'all think he got caught up?
Doing some goofy Eugene shit.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Facts.
Crazy. Was it a surprise to y'all when y'all found out he was a rat the first time watching it?
Nope.
Yeah.
It was for me.
Like I just in a sense of I didn't see that coming. Like when the buildup of the episode, him getting that phone call, his wife saying, yeah, go ahead and answer, go run in your master's voice. And you thinking that's Tony because they set it up that whole way. And then that's why I said it just kind of either way you were screwed.
Yeah. I was just
y'all make good points. Y'all right. I didn't expect it to be them, but once it played, I was like, okay, makes sense.
Makes sense.
Then what we've been saying about Eugene the whole episode.
Because
like, he's just not built like that. You're not one of those dudes.
He's just not really intelligent. And it's because you got the Ray thing. You're like, oh, okay, they're off the hook. And you're like, oh, whoa, Eugene? Because it makes you say, how far back does this go? Ray Curto, we seen him get arrested with Macasian, like at the brothel in season 1. So we can assume at least from that point on. But it always makes me wonder, like, when was he even a made guy when he got arrested? It really makes me wonder how far back has he been in this. So I don't know. That's just my curiosity. They didn't give it to us, and knowing David Chase, it's probably like it's not even that important. But us that obsess over this, we would like to know. But yeah, they tell him pretty much the Florida thing's not gonna happen. Same thing. So he got double damn from the mob and from the cops. And he just takes a deep breather. We see him on the couch in the next scene. He's having a drink. He's looking at pictures. We see some seashells on a shelf. on the end table, and he's looking at his son. And it's zoomed in and it's shot well. Then all of a sudden, we see it from a different angle where it's not in his hands anymore. And Eugene decides to end it all on his own account. He hangs
Damn,
himself.
Eugene.
How shocking was this the first time that y'all seen this?
Truth be told,
I didn't care.
To Spike's point, this is the first time they even really highlighted Eugene like this. You got to really build up some character stock for me to have an emotional. I didn't care. The show that wasn't different one way or another.
Yeah, it's Eugene. Like, okay, he did. Damn, that was a fucked up story for this episode. But what's next? That's literally how I felt watching this in real time. Like, damn, Eugene, you couldn't even get it together with $2 million.
I more so appreciated that the show was realistic enough to show what happens to a body after someone passes. Like the actual, you release your, you shit yourself, piss yourself, like it's releasing all those fluids and things. So the fact that you had the dripping of the urine coming down his leg and all that, just the realistic aspect of shooting that scene, I thought was pretty interesting. They're committed to the craft.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as caring about Eugene, whatever.
Yeah.
This is a weak, and this was weak.
What was
like? This shows to it goes to what we've been saying the whole episode about the mindset of somebody like Eugene and why they are a middle of the road gangster at best versus being really good at this. Like, I just got $2 billion. Yes, I'm in this with the feds. Yes, I didn't get to go to Florida, but what I'm going to do is kill myself versus trying to figure it out. That's insane. And that speaks to why he is where he is as a person.
Yeah. Here's what I would say.
I don't know, and I don't want nobody I don't want anybody to take offense to that with suicide or anything like that. I do sympathize with the situation. However, this is a TV show and it's what we do. Right. So
in the world
I say that, I say that to say, like, it shows you why throughout this episode we've been questioning his gangster. And this is exactly how someone like him would end it. Not Tony, not Chris, not Seal, not Paulie, him. Not even Vito. Like, Vito got caught in the worst situation. Like, we'll get to that, but like, come on.
Well, here's what I'll say. Me being the person that actually, has a wife and kids, here's what I would say. I would say that here's why I do understand that he was being, I think the metaphor here is he was suffocated already. He was already being suffocated from every angle. His wife was putting the pressure on him. His son, that was like the last straw, the cops and the mob. He just killed somebody, like, pretty much. So everywhere he turned, there was no out. And the only way out, not that this is not the route to take, people. I'm not glorifying it. I'm not saying that's ever the option to go. I'm just trying to understand how he got there.
Figure it out.
It's different.
Figure it out, bro.
It's different.
And I'm being, of course, it is. You're right. There's a lot more to it. However, what makes people who succeed is they figure it out, bro. Like, there is no, I'm suffocated. Like, you're making a good point, and I understand from a show's perspective, but just speaking on it and giving commentary to it, there's figure it out, man. Like, you just got a $2 million settlement. I know money isn't everything. I know your son on drugs, but the route you decide to take is I'm going to kill myself versus I can figure this out. That's insane to me.
Here's the thing, and you're right, that when you got people that love you and care about you, that's not the route to leave them behind that way. But here's what I'll say. It resonates different for me than it will for you, because for you, if you, let's say you're in a situation, but it's just you're in the mob and you're on the feds. It's like, no matter what, I don't have that third pressure on. So I'm crushed on two sides, but all I got to figure out how to do is go up or down or straight or backwards. Somehow I can figure that out. But when you have that additional, it's just different, bro. And I'm not saying I'm suicidal, nothing like that, but like, it is a different pressure when you have all of these eyes in your household looking at you. Like, it is a ridiculous amount of pressure, bro. And then you put that pressure out the way and just your own solo tip on how you need to figure out how you feel as yourself. Again, this is not the route. Like, I do not agree, take that route and end it all like that. That's not it. But what I'm saying is, if I were by myself, I I would see it similar to what you're saying. But the fact that I'm not, I can see how you get weighed down so quickly. It is a lot more challenging than you can imagine. That's what I will say. Like, so I again, it's a sad thing. Again, they didn't, and I don't think they were trying to make us care about him. I think they were trying to show us, again, the end at the end, like even a mobster in this time, even a mobster wanting something good out of this, you're never gonna, nothing about this ends in a good way. And we'll get to later in the series, because we talked about 7 deadly sins, 7 souls dying or whatever. We'll speak out. We're gonna come back to that later in the series, but this is just one of the occasions, and it's interesting enough. I wanted to add shouts out to, again, Soprano Autopsy. Remember when Chris seen the bird when he got made? He seen that bird in the window, the omen. He said he kept talking to Adriana about it. Some people
I can't remember the actual omen.
Well, he was talking about the omen, like it's bad luck. I'm telling you, Adriana, that's bad luck. When I got made, I seen that bird in the window. But some people believe, like, hey, maybe the omen was actually for him, because they both were getting made together.
Yeah,
I thought that was a good twist. It could.
I mean, but Chris was.
Yeah,
Still
we
could.
know,
It could apply to both of them.
It could, but yeah. So then, yeah. But I thought that was interesting. So I'll say this as a wrap up, and y'all can give y'all last thoughts on like this part as far as that goes. They have not played, but they have considered this concept of suicide in season 1. I always go back to when Tony and Chris were in the car, and he was like, "Man, I don't know, Tony. It's just like the regularness of life." And he said, "Have you considered?" And he did the gun gesture in the mouth, and so I think they had this idea early, and then coming here is when they actually examined that concept and decided to execute it. And I think they did it really well. And I don't know how this actor did it, but my goodness. Rest in peace, man. Not to the actor, but to the character. Eugene Pontecarvo.
Yeah, man. Shout out. You know what? Yep. Rest in peace, Eugene. Yep.
Yep. Crazy.
High road rich. You're right. Rest in peace to him.
I see where you going.
There's a lot of things I can say right now that I'm not going to say.
There's a lot of things I was going to say the same exact quote. There's a lot of things I could say right now, but I'm not.
All right, and I think,
but good perspective of you being a family man and giving that perspective.
Absolutely.
So I don't agree with it. I do not agree with it.
Of course,
I appreciate the perspective.
Of course, yeah. That's what I say. I always look at it from y'all perspective. I was like, I would see it totally different. I know I would. Sometimes I'll play with that thought in my head. So I would see it totally. But the fact I am where I am, I there's certain elements that I just get. You know what I mean? But we go to our next scene. Tony making dinner for Uncle June. He's gonna make him some pasta or whatever. Junior goes upstairs. He gets a strap, the gun. Junior shoots Tony. My question I wanted to ask is, why didn't anybody think to take all his guns out of his house after last season when he randomly strolled out and the cops brought him back home? Why didn't nobody think of this?
They probably didn't even know that was in there. That's that's probably in the back of your mind as he's continuing to get sick. They can barely find somebody to find time to watch him, like between them arguing who gonna go do it. So I don't think that it's really it hasn't hit them yet. The severity of how his mind may be gone. Mm-hmm. Like the severity of that doesn't hit them until right here, like when he does what he does. But I don't think that it ever crossed Janice, nobody mind. Maybe Bobby thought about it, but who's gonna listen to him? So
yeah, it definitely feels like Tony, even in this episode, never really understood. Like, think about all those holes that Tony dug looking for $40,000 from the 70s, a heist from the 70s.
Good point.
Like, what the fuck we talking about, man? Couple $100,000 up and took a shovel to the lawn. And no exaggeration for the contents of the song, when he went to dig it up, shit, 100-something gone. Molded. Like, come on, bro. Tony's smart enough to know that if you have 40,000 from the 70s, that shit gone, bro.
Especially if you ain't buried right.
Which lets me know, if I really think Junior's got a problem, I'm not spending time digging all these holes, bro. You are not right in your mental state. You're not in your right mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't think they took it serious enough to even think about, like, he don't need no guns. Like, going back to what he told AJ. Like this family, like we don't. They fight those stigmas
And
versus
even
accepting that it's a
smaller.
real thing.
That's a great point, Rich. Even smaller than that. And this is just Tony being Tony, but Junior asked him when he was upstairs, he said, "Who's that down there?" If Tony had known the severity of what was going on, he would say, "It's your nephew, Tony. Remember, I'm here fixing you." But he joking around. You fucking playing, and that's what got him shot. Like,
Yeah, I
because
even
Junior
say
really ain't putting
Johnny,
two.
just to
Yeah, Junior not even putting two and two together. You just ran out this random actor musician from the 40s name. What are you doing in my house?
Mhm.
So that small thing like that could have saved him.
Mm-hmm.
The actor that plays Eugene, Robert Finaro, shouts out to him. To wrap up the last two scenes, Carmela and Angie, they leave their dinner, and she get to flex off, and Carmela kind of got the surprise face, but it is what it is kind of deal. Because her whip actually does look better than Carmela's as well. And then Tony struggles to get the phone. He calls 911, and we get a scene of him looking like almost like he's dead. I got a hot take. I've said it a minute ago, but I think that season 6 could be played backwards like Kendrick Lamar's Damn album.
In what sense?
In
Break
the
that down
sense,
for me a little
in
bit
the
more.
sense of the fate of Tony, if you play it backwards. And this in members only is the last episode.
Interesting.
Yep.
I get what you're saying there.
Mm-hmm. And that is our episode, man. But before we get out of here, of course, we can't leave y'all without our rankings. I know it's a little long of an episode, but hey, why not? So before we get out of here, Spike Lou, how do you rank this episode? Is it a good earner? I mean, is it just another envelope, a good earner, or a made episode?
It's a good earner. It doesn't go to made, even though there was a significant event that happens at the end with Tony being shot. I remember watching this in real time and just wondering, like, what in the fuck is going to happen? I knew he wasn't going to die because, I mean, it's the big first episode of the 6th season. Like, I knew that wasn't going to be on the table. There was a smidgen of thought, like, okay, are they going to try to do this without Tony? Like, just a small thought of that. But I didn't really think that they didn't sell me on that. So I wasn't really concerned with him dying right here. That's why I put him more in the good envelope versus made category. Because if it was made, I would have thought, damn, what's next?
Right. Fair enough. What say you, Rich?
I'm actually gonna go made on this one. We'll go made on this one. It won an Emmy for outstanding writing. I think it was a deeper episode, more deep than what we normally do here on this podcast. I think that's a lot of the reason why I give it made. There's a lot of messages, a lot of, like I said, beginning of the end. Even the Eugene storyline, as cheap as it kind of felt, I think they handled it well. Like, if you think about how entertaining this episode was, to have a character like Eugene be the kind of central focus of it, I think they did a lot of good things. Like I said, just know, especially after watching this series over and over, you just kind of know this is truly the beginning of the end. And I got to give it a made. I enjoyed it. It's not a strong made, but it is made.
This is a made
it's
episode.
A Eugene made.
This is a made episode.
Facts. Yeah.
This is like a middle made. I wouldn't say it's a low made. It's a middle made because they come out swinging straight up. They waited 2 years and we getting deaths. We got, is Tony dead? We got Ray's dead. Eugene's dead. We getting all kind of stuff, immediately. So we see Adriana, she there? No, she ain't there. We getting a lot right away, and they don't waste no time on this episode. So to me, this is definitely a made episode. Spike, who gets the good earner chain for this episode?
The good earner chain for this episode for me goes to Phil Leotardo, man. Great introduction, done a lot of scenes. I love the conversation with him and John. I love how he played the whole negotiation with Tony outside I think that was outside the Bing.
Yep.
And
something like that.
And speaking from a little foreshadowing, just knowing what's going to happen, like the reserve and calm that he's playing this position in, knowing how he actually feels as we start to see throughout the season. But I'm still here. I'm still holding meetings. I'm still having conversations. And I'm going to be a little petty sometimes, as we seen in the situation with Hesh. I'm one of the bosses in New York. I can do this. I think it was a masterful again, we've already been introduced to Phil, but just it shows the elevation of his character.
Fair enough. Who gets a good earning chain from you, Rich?
Ray Curto.
that's actually a good pick. Sneaky.
Ray Curto gets a good earning chain because he was a fucking worst type of rat. The rat that he volunteered for, do you want me to wear a wire? He was one of them type niggas, and he died with honor. He died with nobody knowing. Not only did they not know, they were praising him for being the last of a dying breed, for being a stand-up guy, to have his legacy intact like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
he's the opposite of Eugene.
I got to give it to him because that's a finesse.
Yeah, it is. The opposite of Eugene. He got to work with the feds, and he got all of the privileges of both ends. I'm going Vito Spatafor. I think Vito. Right. Your advisor should have advised you to not to wear that. Vito, he lost weight. His confidence is up. He's a captain of the crew. He's a young man. You know, who knows what could happen? Maybe he could be the captain one day. I'm going Vito.
He should be disqualified just for the hot dog, eating a hot dog that way.
I mean, hey, that hot dog, the glaze and glizzy was all right.
The bareback glizzy.
The bareback glizzy is. Come on. Broken balls. Who gets the broken balls award for you? It could be Trips. Who knows?
Broken. Well, who y'all got?
Nah. It probably won't. I won't say it's broken balls.
I got one answer. That's it.
Okay, what you got?
Eugene came up on $2 million. You started an episode coming up on $2 million, and in the episode, unaliving yourself.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, imagine you don't even get to enjoy this $2 million because of the decisions you made. And like, that's just tragic. Mm-hmm. Imagine finally coming up on $2 million. You can't even enjoy it because stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Show you that money don't always bring happiness. You still got all the other stuff around you.
You had Eugene too, Mo?
Originally I had the Pontecorvo family, his family, because now he's gone. But I'm changing mine to the feds. Y'all lost Ray and him. Those are essential rats.
I ain't mad at that. You hate the feds.
Yeah,
I mean, no, they definitely took an L here. They
said they got a demotion.
You think they over here because of failure? Hey, man, you hate them niggas.
Oh, that's funny. That's crazy. Rich, your answer was interesting because it's obvious and you're right, but I never even considered it. And that's how little I cared about Eugene. Even this whole episode was like, and I still like mine was some like random. It was Jenny Sachs' brother getting ran over in the glasses shop. And just how, like, you're just in the wrong position, bro. Like, no one's respecting what you're doing other than Jenny. John don't, Phil don't, he ain't answering your calls. Tony had to go through you to get, like, you're nobody. You're a poo-put, bro. We stealing glasses out of your store. Like, that was mine on a much more lighter note, but it should be Eugene. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got Johnny Sack, brother-in-law. He got Eugene. I got the feds. Quote. Do you have quotes? Do we want to do quotes this season?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I got a quote.
All right, well, let's start with you then, Rich.
The Fed agent to Eugene, just the delivery, knowing that we already heard it in a different manner from Silvio, but something about the way the Fed looked back and just told him very, very casually, Florida's just one of those things you got to let go. Like, bro, we're not about to keep having this conversation, man. That's just one of those things. That's just one of those things you got to let go, bro. And there's something about the delivery of the line. I would have said Chris's line, but it's far too racist. And I just didn't want to go that way.
Man,
because of not because of the line itself, but because of the whole scene. Like the fact that he was genuinely asking. I'm confused. I'm catching up with the facts, and you telling me you believe in the Chinese. And I'm like, hold on, what happened?
Yeah. It's like when
me and Rich are like, because that's really mine. Low key, that is mine, but I'm not going to use it. And you don't have to write that down or associate me with that in any way.
Look at it. Backpedal game.
My second one would be, did you have to wear the hat?
Oh, that's
and
good.
Just did you have to wear the hat?
Because that's like, bro, come on, dog.
It's perfect.
Who Janice said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still can't believe that motherfucking son was 43 years old at the time.
I'm glad you're a deep fact checker because
that's good
that was
right there.
crazy. That made part of the episode for me. It's like what?
That looked like that looked like the nigga his wife fucking. That's what that looked like. Like he came home early and ran into this nigga. Like, bro, your son,
shit.
That's crazy.
nigga would have fucking balled you up and tossed you out the window on some Uncle Phil and Jazz type shit, bro. Get the fuck out of my face.
Oh shit.
My quote is just gonna be simple. It's Silvio. That's not my department. Simple as that. Man, like, just keep it clear. That's not my department. Like, I hear what you're saying, bro. But again, I'm just here to get a message.
Got nothing to do with me though.
Yeah, me though. And lastly,
got shit to do with me though.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Lastly, Spike Lou, what's your favorite moment of the episode?
My favorite moment of the episode was the pettiness, and I ain't never thought about it till y'all said it with Vito not eating bread. But the bear hot dog was insane. that stuck out to me like a sore thumb, knowing what I know, and it's just like the audacity to put that in there and the foreshadowing of it it's like it's brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
So it's Vito eating a hot dog, bear hot dog, no bun, no condiments,
no beverage, no nothing,
no nothing. Like
straight raw,
straight Joey, straight Joey Chestnut,
straight Johnny Cakes,
and looked at the nigga and just ate it and walked away without saying nothing.
Bit it while looking at a nigga. Man, come on, bro, don't play with me like that.
Don't lock eyes with me, bro.
Don't look at me while you biting a glizzy, bro.
Please,
don't do that.
Eat your hot dog in privacy, please.
Yes.
Rich, what's your favorite moment?
That's a great question. It's between two. It's really between Tony pulling up on them nigga at what the train said. But probably the Ray-Ban visiting Johnny's brother-in-law, like just that whole finesse. Like in a darker episode, just one of those like we are mobsters. This is what we do, nigga. Like we gonna come in your shit and legally steal your shit. Mm-hmm. Like we all gonna try this shit on. We all gonna walk out and you ain't gonna say a damn word to none of us.
Fair.
And that's just kind of what it is.
It is.
I got you to open the case and give me one of the expensive shit. And I put that on and said, all right, man. Oh shit, I forgot my wallet. I'll catch you next time.
Hey, we used to finesse the glasses shop like that. Y'all familiar with the glasses finesse?
No.
You know you can wear them and bring them back.
Hold on,
the stores in the mall. Yeah, the stores in the mall. I can't think of the name of it. It's a national brand. The sunglass store. Like they give you
Sunglasses Hut?
Yeah, the Sunglass Hut. You know they got the expensive shits in there. They give you like 30 days to bring the motherfuckers back. So the finesse for us used to be, you'll go get them, wear them out that night, and then take them motherfuckers back. Like as long as they weren't scratched up or fucked up or anything, like you just take them back.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So we used to run that all the time.
That's a great finesse.
If
you're gonna do that, yeah, that's the play. Mine's is Carmelo and Tony eating at their favorite restaurant. I love that whole spot, like them having the realization of this is where marriage is now, and them just enjoying the food and all that. I love that they found something to bring them back so they wouldn't be so awkward as they were at the end of season 5. So, but without further ado, that is our episode, man. Truly, we thank all of y'all for tuning in and listening and watching us on YouTube or subscribing, like, and leave a comment on Apple or Spotify. You can definitely hit us up there. If y'all want to leave an email or if y'all want to comment, it's goodearnerpod@gmail.com. Also, y'all can hit us up on Instagram, goodearnerpod_Sopranos. We thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, don't forget about it.